Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Click R3 number 36. I was dealing with some technical issues. Ryan was here. He was hanging out. He was waiting patiently. I just got this mic. I plug in and I'm like, let's use this one because I'm having weird cutout issues with the old one. And when you know it, we're about to go live and it stopped working. I had to leave StreamYard and come. That's all. I closed the tab and then came back in and all of a sudden it started working again.
These are all true events that just played out. His brand new microphone has like the worst issue it's had so far.
Yeah, and you can now you can see when it's doing stuff because there's a light.
I don't like that though.
I don't like the light. I mean, I guess it's easy for people to see that it's doing something, but
yeah, it was like highlighting green. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It shows when you're talking, and then I couldn't hear you anymore, and it was red. I'm like, oh, I know what I mean.
Maybe there's like a mute thing. I don't know. That was weird. Yeah,
you did something.
I don't know, but we're here. We'll see. If I had to leave StreamYard and come back mid show, you'll have to like hold it down for like 5 minutes or so.
I can vamp.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Shout out to everybody coming in. Good to see everybody after post Thanksgiving show. How'd everything go for you, Ryan?
I didn't do too much. How about you?
Not a lot. No, it was pretty basic Thanksgiving. You know, I feel like Thanksgiving was a bigger deal when I was younger.
Not anymore.
Not really.
You're a dad now. I mean, you carving the turkey?
Maybe that's what it is. Once you get old, you have to worry about everything coming together. Whereas when you were young, you just kind of showed up. Like that was it, you know?
And then you want to go back upstairs and play games or something.
Yeah. Now it's just, I don't know. Maybe you get older and it's just not as, that's how it is with a lot of stuff. Birthdays, holidays. That's how it goes.
Where do you sit on turkey?
Oh, I like turkey a lot. Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I love turkey. Constantly. I like year round, really. I mean, I try to get the carving board turkey from the deli if I can, but it's not there very often.
Wow. All right. John's over here having Thanksgiving year round. He's always thankful.
I'm a big fan of turkey. I don't even need gravy or anything, just turkey. Turkey's good.
Oh, okay. Well, of course you gotta be lean with it.
No. When we were doing Thanksgiving, I had like all the gravy and cranberry sauce and stuffing and all that stuff. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You go to town on Thanksgiving, man. Eat whatever.
You should.
Yes, sir. But it was good. And then did you get anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday?
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, I did like holiday shopping, but I didn't really get anything for me. Well, it's not entirely true. I bought Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, nothing gaming wise.
You got Yu-Gi-Oh. What they had Yu-Gi-Oh deals for Black Friday?
Well, TCG Player does like a promotion where everything you buy on the site, they'll give you like 10% back in store credit. So like if you know you're going to buy stuff from them, you just wait during that like weekend.
Okay.
So I placed a bunch of orders.
Okay. Yeah, I do turkey, ham, chicken. I do the whole thing. I do all of it.
The whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Whole 9 yards.
If you go to the deli counter, they'll carve up all kinds of stuff for you. Oh yeah.
That's what delis do.
Yeah, but like you don't have to get like you get the thin sliced lunch meat. No, they'll take out the knife, like the carving knife, and actually carve it up for you.
Sure.
Just gotta ask nicely.
Yeah, you want the actual like thickness of a Thanksgiving turkey meat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Understandable.
I didn't really do too much. I mean, Black Friday I got a couple of games. One of the games ended up going to PlayStation Plus. That was great after I bought it for Black Friday. So I have figures. So
which one was it?
A Killing Floor 3.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it went to Essential. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, it's because the Black Friday deal started like a couple weeks ago. So they pop up. I was like, okay, that's the cheapest I've seen it. I've wanted to get that. Okay, I'll grab it. And then it shows up there. So that figures. Of course.
Damn it.
Of course. I got the Thing also on PS5 though. So
okay.
I wanted to get that for a bit. I kept looking at it and I'm like, it's been a long time since I played that. So man, a lot of talk about Micron. Jeez. Micron pushed some buttons yesterday. Man.
We got it on here. We got it on here for later, so.
Well, that was my Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Cyber Monday. I don't know. I feel like that was a bigger deal when we were younger too. I remember people camp out at Best Buy. That happen anymore? I think so.
I don't know about camping out, but I'm surely like there's still like a really good deal that would encourage people to like maybe like get into the parking lot at like 3 a.m. or something, which I've been there, maybe not sleeping, but you pull in, it's like the dead of night, but
There's a line.
This is not even a line because it's it's cold, right? But like
Mhm.
you get to the parking lot and like, oh, it's like 3 a.m. Why is there like 8 other cars here and they're all idling? You know what I
To play
mean? Like,
Pokemon Go.
well, oftentimes that would be the case for me, since parking lots are great for Pokemon Go. So
No, back then there were like lines of people. They'd eat Thanksgiving dinner, and then these stores would be opening at like 8 o'clock at night. They eat Thanksgiving dinner,
now,
and leave and go line up. It's like, my
yeah.
gosh.
Well, I mean, it's all online now, John. You can make your
That's true.
purchases as you're eating your turkey.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's all online now. I don't know, something about earning it. Like, you got to go wait in the 30 to 40 degree weather outside for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, you got to earn that $100 Walmart TV.
Yeah, it's a shitty SoCs that these.
I mean,
TV.
I didn't say they were nice TVs. They're cheap TVs.
Yeah, there was good deals. I just didn't buy any games, like none. So
yeah, well, you got your Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I did.
There you go.
I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah,
that'll work. Well, what do we have tonight anyway, Ryan?
Oh shit, this is a PlayStation podcast. We got news. I mean, we've been gone for like 3 weeks.
It's been a while.
We missed some big stories like right after the last time we did the show too. So we got catching up to do.
Okay.
And because of that, I'm just gonna fire through some of these that are like kind of whatever, like the PS Plus stuff. We got Essential. You mentioned before Killing Floor 3. That's on there. Lego Horizon's on there too. That's an Essential title as well.
That's one I almost bought. Didn't though. I held off on that one. There it is.
I bought that, I want to say 3-ish months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got it for 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's that might have been what it was on Black Friday, like the Black Friday sale. I think it was about that. 15 or 20. I thought about it. I was looking, I was like, and then there it is, PlayStation Plus. So I'm good. It's a game that it's not a long game or anything. It's pretty easy to beat. So
it's short. It's gorgeous too. It's a really nice looking Lego game, but it must have had soft sales for it to be on Essential this fast. So there's that, Outlast Trials, Sin Duality, Echo of Ada, and Neon White, which is really fun. So we got 5 Essential games this month. Not too bad. Santa came early.
I was going to say, that's 5 games. It's 2 more than usual.
Not bad. Neon White's a lot of fun. It's a very kinetic, fast-paced game. It's like a speedrunning type game. And then
I think that's a solid Essential month.
It is. I would say so for sure. At least with Lego and Neon. And we also missed the PS Plus Extra and Premium November lineup. So this is already live. GTA 5, Pacific Drive, Still Wakes the Deep, Insurgency, Sandstorm, Thank Goodness You're Here, The Talos Principle 2, Monster Jam Showdown, MotoGP, that's all an extra. One premium game is that Tomb Raider Anniversary PS2 game that we were expecting. And now that all that's already live on PSN, this is your PSA for the games that are expiring. So these are going to expire on December 16th. That's Battlefield 2042, GTA 3 Definitive Edition, Sonic Frontiers, Forspoken, John.
Oh, wow.
Firefighting Simulator, The Squad, Surviving Mars, Star Trek Bridge Crew, 1111 Memories Retold, Toho Genso Rondo Bullet Ballet, and River City Melee Mock. Those are extra games expiring. We have 2 premium games expiring. And John, if you just bought a PSVR 2, go to hell, because the final PSVR 2 games are expiring. Arcade Paradise VR and Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition for PSVR 2.
Man,
it's over.
Over the PSVR 2.
This is the second Black Friday where when PSVR 2 is discounted, my original PSVR 2 uploads about buying the headset, tips for the headset, they trickle back into my top 20 videos on a rolling 48-hour basis. So people are like, a few people are going out there thinking, you know what, $300 for that headset, maybe no, I want to get that thing, So it happens every year. But timing wise, they're getting rid of the premium benefit. So no more VR2 games on premium.
Man, well,
brutal. Shame too. There's a good PSVR 2 stuff that just came out. RoboQuest, Pools, Cave Crave.
Dozens of people are mad right now.
Red Dead
Redemption.
Yeah, well, it's on here. Thanks for calling it out, though. I do have it written down. I can prove it to you because it's all written. I'm going to read it. It launches December 2nd. We're past that. So it's live on PSN. Free upgrade for existing owners, the PS5 version. 60 FPS, enhanced image quality, HDR, resolution up to 4K. It's launching in the PS Plus Extra. It's already live, so you don't have to wait for the December lineup. It's already there. I guess it's pretty lackluster. I haven't had the chance to boot it up or anything, but I guess it's like kind of a whatever PS5 version.
Yeah, that's apparently a lot of the focus seemed to be on that Switch 2 version. What people are saying, that's like the biggest jump, but it's going for the Switch 1 to the Switch 2, and they went to 60 frames, and it looks and runs better. So
yeah, well, there's that. I mean, that's definitely a good get. And Rockstar games almost always are 6 months, so just keep that in mind. Better start playing that now. We had a new PS5 system software update, 25.08, 12.40. Doesn't mean anything because they're improving messages and usability and also improving the system software performance and stability. So if you are deeply concerned with how stable your PS5 experience is, then my God, stop what you're doing right now and go install that. Okay, John? Get that?
Well, Toasty Tiley says they're on Spawn side tonight. Team Cross. # Team Cross.
Moving on. The Welcome Hub got some new widgets and new background functionality. So very standard thing here. They're just throwing out like a new seasonal background. That's whatever. I had recently got, again, it's like a server side thing. I don't choose this, but they let me into a beta where there's 2 new features for the Welcome Hub. That's Showcase Mode and Slideshow Mode. So Showcase Mode is when the console is idle. When the console is idle, the widgets will disappear and it just shows the background. So it's like an idle thing for the console.
Sure.
Weirdly enough, though, it like doesn't work when you're looking at like when you're looking at the horizontal row of games. You might be on the Welcome Hub, but if the games are displayed, it won't idle there. You have to be in the Welcome Hub full screen for that to work. So that's already kind of pointless.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's weird. Slideshow mode is just a way for you to like cycle through images in the background. You can change like how often they cycle. You can cross dissolve it if you want to. You choose from an album, so that could be the PlayStation ones, the game background ones, or your screenshots. So you can a little bit of, not much, but some customization. Still only for the Welcome Hub. And that's in beta right now. Nothing too crazy going on there.
No.
How about this, John? PSN messaging now has read receipts. Sony is joining 2025. They turn this on automatically. This is a PSA. It's on automatically. Some people, like a lot of people, don't like this when it comes to social media apps. So it's more of a privacy thing. So if you want to change that, go to your privacy settings and you can turn off read receipts. That way people don't know that you ignore them when you ask to.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could show that you've seen it and then you just decide to ignore them.
Yeah. I guess that's been rolling out for a while, but more and more people are starting to get it. But it's like on automatically. All right, here's maybe a more exciting news story. I don't know if you saw this, John. PlayStation is accused of using Gen AI art for their Advent calendar promotion. There's a new promotion going on in, I believe, Canada, Germany, France, and the Netherlands, and it's an Advent calendar website. So you can log in daily, and you earn tickets, and you can use those tickets to redeem free PSN avatars, and you're also entered into a raffle to win games, hardware, and a PS Plus premium membership. But it's the avatars themselves, John, which are a little suspect. They're like head-on photo ID, pixel art, cyberpunk-looking images.
I see them, yeah.
Yeah, and one of them like is kind of the giveaway where like the text is like gibberish. Like it's supposed to look Japanese, but it's gibberish. That's probably. I mean, I would think it's AI. It seems pretty clear to me.
That's so weird. I don't.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get why would they even use AI for that? Like,
it's weird, right?
Somebody make it up real quick.
Like you've got 30 years of art assets. You can't like use cool PlayStation imagery. Like, what are we doing? This is like the first instance really of them like properly like using it in that manner, you know? Like you remember
that's so weird.
They had the internal hackathon with the Horizon Forbidden West AI like voice assistant thing.
Right.
And we learned that was like an internal hackathon. I'm sure there's other AI things going on, but yeah, I digress. It's just that we had that. This is like the first AI art thing that they've sort of been caught with their pants down on this, you know?
Yeah, the thing with AI art now is I think we talked about this before. Abstract art looks like AI art to people all the time, but this does look like that kind of I don't know, flash game looking thing that AI always seems to make. Unfortunately, I mean, you have people always go look at the hands. I guess there's no obvious giveaways there.
Yeah.
But the gibberish in the background for it's, I guess, supposed to be Japanese text there. It's just, I don't know. It just looks this all just looks very generic.
I would agree. It just seems like you guys have there's no shortage of art that you guys can use if you don't want to like make new art, right? Am I tripping?
You could, I mean, you have so many, like how much concept art do you just have in a vault? You go, yeah, whatever. So get Sly Cooper for day 3. Who cares?
Well, like just because like there's PS and avatars of all these PlayStation characters, sure, but like there's different art that's never been used for an avatar.
Right.
You know, sometimes like there's like during the holiday season, like artists, like some of the artists at the individual studios will make postcards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or when one studio ships a game, the other ones make like just a completely original art, congratulating that studio. Like, this is just embarrassing. I don't know what we're doing here with this. I mean, it's like a little promotion, but like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know,
contracting out to somebody who said they actually made it when really AI made it. I mean, that's probably a thing they're going to have to deal with eventually. I mean, because how many times they contract stuff out anyway. And I feel like there are going to be a lot of people who try to pass off AI work as like original contractors and stuff.
That's another layer of awful that I didn't even want to think about.
I feel like that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah, probably.
Especially as it gets better and better, like AI art. And someone can go, well, I can do that for much cheaper than this artist here that's going to do it by hand. I'll just type in some prompts and here you go.
Yeah. I wonder when it's going to come to a head, you know, as far as like, because there's always going to be a value of like human work and human art. It's never going to go away, but it's like, you know, where does that sort of turning point happen, especially with like big publicly traded companies that want to save money? You know, there's always
probably
like
come down to some kind of legal issue with copyright or something, but that's just, it hasn't really been figured out. So
yeah, still a Wild West.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to some PlayStation Studio news for some various PS Studio games. Ghost of Yotei patch 1.1 is out now. This was a very beefy update. So this is the one we normally expect every time they launch a big game. So it's got New Game Plus, carries over your weapons, armor, abilities, harder difficulty settings, new trophies. There's also a new replay option for some of the like main story scenarios. There's a new stat screen, new accessibility options, new photo mode. Crucially, though, if you haven't gotten to this game yet, now's a good time. VRR support as well, both smoothed and uncapped options. And there's a new balanced graphics mode targeting 40 FPS, and you can do that with or without ray tracing. And you can play with an uncapped frame rate as well. So not bad.
A lot more options. I mean, I did the ray tracing 60 FPS mode on the PS5 Pro, and that was fine all the way through. It looked really good. So I feel like I would probably still stick with that, but the 40 FPS mode seems good, I think, for the base PS5. That's what I would assume that's more targeted towards. But I mean, it's good to see Sucker Punch doing a lot when it comes to the technical side, giving a lot of options. So when are you going to start this game up, Brian?
When I finish 30 Platinums Part 4.
Oh, yeah, you're still working on that. That's right. That's right. Is this going to be your holiday game, Ghost of Yotei?
It's tough to say. I feel very inclined to start something short just so I know like I got something done.
Sure.
So it's like if I just fire up Luminous Arise for like one night, I'll probably like see a lot of that game. Okay. Then the following night I could like probably do Katamari in like 1 or 2 nights. At least I can get 2 games done. Then I'll move on to like a longer one, you know?
There you go. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I might do that. This patch also has an auto loot option. So you can
that was
that's a good
pretty
one.
Annoying. That was something that kind of annoyed me that I had to keep moving everybody. Yeah,
that's a good one though. It sucks because like you think that they probably were working on this right up. They probably wanted this up to launch, but they just couldn't get it done in time.
Yeah, they got it after I beat the game. They put that in there, so there you go.
Yeah, see, it pays to be slow with games.
Apparently,
it pays to be slow with games. Gran Turismo 7 has the Spec 3 update. So that's the big one that was supposed to come out this month. It is out. It's free. There's also the Power Pack. So Power Pack is $30. That's like a very big expansion for the game. Right off bat, it's going to give you 5 million credits. So as far as value-wise, like if you do microtransactions in this game, it's $20 for, I think, 2 million credits. So you're already kind of getting something there with $30, but the actual meat of the content is this like whole new section on the map, opens up 50 unique races, 20 different categories. The GT Sophie AI is up to level like version 3 now or whatever the case is. So seems like they're throwing a lot of the game. And there's been a regular cadence of updates for it too. So now might be a good time to jump back into GT7.
Okay. I haven't played that game in a long time.
Yeah. I really want to set up like a rig for it and play
the full racing wheel and everything.
Yeah. PSVR 2, yeah, it's really compelling.
You get the fan out and have it blowing wind at you while you're.
Well, that's hold on. I mean, cars have windshields. What do you?
Well, you maybe put the window down for a nice drive around the track.
So put a fan just like next to me, like
there you go.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, here's more relevant, like very recent news. So this one was announced today. SIE and Bad Robot Games announced a new partnership. We have a new 4-player co-op game coming from the game director, Mike Booth. He was the creator and lead designer of Left 4 Dead. Bad Robot, for context, is a film and television company. They were founded by J.J. Abrams, but Bad Robot Games is a subsidiary. They've been around for a few years. If you remember, they did Silent Hill Ascension, and I think they did like support work on a handful of other games for only a few years. This is their bigger AAA production that they're going to be doing soon. The CEO of Bad Robot, Anna Sweet, said this in a press release, and I quote, "With the support of PlayStation, we hope to deliver a bold, innovative experience that is truly special for players. I could not be more excited that Mike Booth is at the creative helm, crafting a cooperative adventure that will lead to unforgettable moments with friends." Games coming to PS5 and PC.
You think it's just going to be a Left 4 Dead kind of game then?
I mean, we had this with Back 4 Blood, you know.
Back 4 Blood, yeah.
That game didn't really light the world on fire. It was good, but yeah, it wasn't like the Left 4 Dead magic that I think everyone's still looking for.
People still just play Left 4 Dead, don't they? Isn't that just is that what they play still? It's just Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I figured Sony would be doing mostly with their live service, because this is obviously going to play into their live service initiative. You partner with companies, or partner with studios, you publish it, and you're kind of along for the ride. They did that with Concord, and then they ended up buying the studio, so they kind of involved themselves there. They did with Haven, and they bought them. And this, I think, is a better strategy. They partner with these studios, let them do their thing, kind of like Helldivers 2, although they just outright own Helldivers, but kind of like that. Like, they don't have to own Arrowhead for Arrowhead to make Helldivers 2 for them. They don't have to own Bad Robots for them to make this Left 4 Dead game. So this is what I'd rather them do, and have their first parties mostly just do what they're good at. So this is good. I mean, I assume this might be a PS6 game. I think we're a ways off.
Here's the thing, John. They're opening up playtesting for this game.
Oh wow! So, okay, there you go.
Yeah, so like, the odd thing is, like, I would assume this deal might have been signed relatively recently.
Yeah,
3 months ago, Mike Booth was like on the Left 4 Dead subreddit saying like, "Hey, our studio is doing this game. Like, here's the signups." So, like, as a PSA, you can Google this yourself. You can sign up. Maybe this game is going to be playable fairly soon. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I would think maybe we'll actually see it sooner than one would think. They might have something playable.
They must have shown it to Sony, and I guess they were at least somewhat impressed to do this. So
it sounds like they needed a publishing partner. So it could be like another deviation. It could be a mess, but kind of to your point, it's like right out of their playbook. They very much like to scout studios. They value talent, not necessarily IP, and this is a new IP. So it sounds like it makes a lot of sense. I just hope it turns into something good. Like, I love Left 4 Dead. It's a fun game. Yeah.
It's a very different. Oh yeah.
Very different marketplace though. So I think it's going to be tough to find find your voice in a PvE experience nowadays.
I mean, Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 2, this is so long ago. It's crazy to think of how long ago that really was. Left 4 Dead 2 was 2009. Man, that's crazy. It's been that long. But even when that game came out, it was crazy too. Man, like, that was super popular. I remember getting it on the 360. It was just insanity.
I always remember
so long ago.
Like, some jerk in your group would always like find the witch and then like set it off. And just like,
that's right.
Yeah. But I love it because, like, it was like around because it would do that like eerie weeping sort of thing. And it's good. But it's like there's so much nowadays. It's like a very different environment from 2008 and 9 to today. You know,
there's still 23,000 people playing Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam right now.
Holy mackerel! What's
Isn't
Back
that
for Blood
crazy? Yeah, let's see.
Probably a few hundred.
Back for
probably,
Blood.
Probably less.
1,000.
Oh, that's more than I thought.
So Left 4 Dead 2 is still quite popular. So, I mean, they're not going to make a carbon copy of it, but the formula is there at least. PvE, I think, is might be the way for them. So, it's
well, they just had Helldivers. Yeah, I was going to say they just had a successful PvE with Helldivers. So, we will see. We'll follow that one very closely, of course, here on Click R3. See how that game develops.
Good strategy, though. Do this. Scout studios that need the publishing deal, and if it looks good, take a chance. Take a swing. Herman Hulst has to get another one of these right at some point, I assume.
They make bets. A lot of them have not been paying off. Yeah, why don't I just jump right to this news story? Because, well, this was also a story we missed. Concord came back very briefly. Very briefly, John. One group has reverse engineered the game successfully, and they got it playable again. However, once the press started to build up about that private server and that private community, Sony became very aware of it. And they are shutting down, not the project itself. As far as I know, they're still like not being touched, but any sort of uploads from the private server are getting taken down by Mark Scan Entertainment. And that's just an agency Sony goes through. It's basically Sony. That is, sending the copyright notices down for those videos. And Sony typically is not, they don't really do that stuff unless it's like basically very circumstantial. The game's so recent, that's probably why. Because like the thing is with PS3 private servers, I've been covering this for years, every year. They don't touch those games. They don't care. They let you upload footage. Concord was maybe hitting a soft spot for them. They didn't like that. So
this is really funny, the whole thing as this went down. I saw it pop up and I'm like, yo, Ryan, they have Concord came back.
I know.
And I was like, you got to check this thing out. You're like, why do you think I'm in their Discord right now? Ryan was already on it.
Well, it's like if they were able to like keep it going, like, yeah, I want to play it. Why not?
He's trying to get back in on Concord.
Dude, that's the weird thing is like I never wanted to play it. I still kind of don't. But when I did that, video with Charles, the guy that platinumed the game in 72 hours, that was a weird thing to like edit a video, and they gave me like 50 gigs of footage. So I've seen way more of that game than most people probably ever have at this point, outside of the people that were playing it at the time. But I got Stockholm Syndrome. I'm like, now I want to play it. Now I can't.
Can you imagine Sony, like the conversation, how annoyed they must have been seeing this happen? Like, none of you would show up and buy this game. Now you're trying to bring it back. No, we're not doing that again. Shut it down, basically.
I kind of love though that as I didn't check in recently, so I don't know if they're still messing with it or not. But I kind of love that they didn't like stop the group. That like at the very minimum, I'm very happy about that. Don't be dicks. Like let people mess with it. Like I like that.
They just don't want to see this game. Like they're actively like, I don't even want to look at this game. Pull down these videos. As long as it's not, as long as we can't see it, we don't care.
Right.
I do wonder if Sony is also like just kind of embarrassed by that game.
Oh, undeniably.
Right.
Undeniably. Do you remember a point I made a long time ago on Spawncast when I was still regularly showing up there? And I was like, dude, these 10 plus live service games, I'm like, this company does care about the software they put out. Like they genuinely care. Like they want to go for Metacritic acclaim. They want like critical darlings. And I don't know how many failures they're going to like be happy throwing at the wall, you know. That's partly why I also think they're so aggressive with the cancellations, because they don't want a stain on their legacy. So Concord is embarrassing to them. It's got to be.
Yeah, I would be so annoyed if I was that. I thought we were done. We refunded all these people. We took we got the physical games back. We took them out back and had the interns break them. They should all be over. And these people are trying to bring it back.
I kind of love it though. I'm always like keeping up with the private server stuff, and it's amazing that like so many PS3 servers are still to this day coming back up, and PS4 just kind of like, I'm sure there's things going on, but I don't really hear much about PS4. So we went a whole generation over to revive this PS5 game that came out in 2024. Wild.
Do you think people really like the game that much? Like, is there a group of people that really like the game that much?
Oh, I don't know anybody in the Discord like person. I haven't talked to any of them. I don't know if it's just like a matter of like it's fun to do because it's a meme, or like if they I don't know. I have no idea. Like I won't speak for them.
You had to play this on PC. I assume it wasn't working on PS5.
Oh no, I believe it was. It was on PlayStation 5. They had it working.
Oh wow, okay.
It had to be because, well, I mean, obviously, like people dumped the game. I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I would think that it was like physical copies because that's really, you have an offline version of the game. Well, you can't get past it, but
apparently in the Discord there was the stories, of course, reports are popping up. Apparently in the Discord people were sharing like images and files for the game, and they're like, no, you can't do that, don't do that, you can't distribute them here in this Discord room. So they had to also apparently like not shut it down, but I guess go admin only mode or something, because people were trying to Dropbox I assume just Concord, the game from PC. But I guess if you have the PS5 disc and you can install it, and I guess you can point DNS or whatever you have to do to make it work, they should be able to make it happen.
Well, it's a modern game, so packet captures for the game are probably plentiful, and that's what you need to reverse engineer these games to get them working again. So I would think that's what happened.
That is funny. Do you think they'll make this happen though? You think we'll eventually have an underground like scene for Concord?
Maybe it's already happening, because now it's like a Fight Club. You better not talk about it.
Yeah, you can't talk about it. Yeah. Nope.
Can't talk about it.
Nope.
Now, on the flip side of that, John, another crazy thing happened today, which was I don't know if you saw it, London Studios.
Not largest Moose says you're spreading misinformation. It's PC only for custom servers.
Oh, okay. I thought it was PlayStation 5.
They were sharing files. I knew it. I knew it.
Okay. All right.
I got you. Not largest Moose blank avatar. Don't worry.
I'm sorry, not largest Moose. Well, it's good that we have somebody on the inside.
They play it daily.
Oh, there you go.
Moose, tell me, do you like is the game like you like the game? I assume they really like the game then. That's interesting. I didn't think Concord was around long enough to make any kind of like impression, really. I mean, how long was the game around for?
Like a week or two? Yeah, something like that. That's a shame. I thought they did get it working on PS5. That sucks.
Oh, well, somebody in the comments can let us know if that is or not misinformation. Let us know.
My dream was dead before it even started.
What a dream that is.
I played officially on day one, and I got like 2 days to play. Yeah, it's pretty much the case for a lot of people, if they did pick it up. Now, John, did you see this though about London Studios game?
Is that the revival? Well,
so for those that remember, London Studio, a PlayStation studio, long-standing PS studio, where they had their live service game shut down, canceled. Never really got a proper announcement. It was labeled a fantasy, sort of co-op experience IP set in a fictional fantasy London or something. The game was canceled. Studio shut down. Today they announced, a new studio from former London Studio staff members founded Twisted Works. That's the new game studio, and they announced the game. It's called Castouts, and it's a modern fantasy co-op action game set in London, coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, X, and PC, and they're planning to do an early access beta in early 2027. Now, we had like concept art of this game officially when they were still alive at PlayStation, and now we see not only new concept art, but gameplay as well. And this has to be the game. It has to be.
This is the game that was canceled.
Yeah, it's the game. And more so because they were founded in 2024. How do you turn around something that fast? So I would think that they also got to keep, everybody that worked at London Studio got to keep the assets they made.
That's weird.
They kept it with their resume. And I would think unless they rebuilt it that fast.
Sony was okay with that seems weird.
Well, and I know that's like that varies widely depending on the studio, like being able to take certain work as your own. If it's like a canceled project, a lot of them don't let you do that. As far as I know, a lot of them don't. Like most of them don't let you do that. Maybe it was a deal they worked out. I have no clue. But like that is the game that Sony canceled and shut the studio down over. And so now they must believe in it because they set up a whole new team and they just announced it today.
It's okay. It says they're looking for early access beta in the first few months of 2027.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They're ways off for that anyway, but still, I mean, they showed enough of it to where you're like, hold on a minute. How did you get this up and running already?
I mean, is it just me, John, or like, can you see where Sony was coming from? You watching the gameplay?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a PvE experience, just to clarify. It's a co-op action game. And you've got like goblins and stuff that can like, you're just fighting against hordes of enemies is what it looks like.
The problem is the art style it still just looks like
it's a weird art style. I mean, I feel like it gets, well, maybe not weird, but it kind of gets lost in today's environment. I don't know. I hate to say like, oh, it should have been canceled, but I think you look at that and you can't help but think maybe that was the right decision.
You know, I guess the thing they're showing off a lot here is the destruction elements. Like things are just falling down, or like the buildings are blowing up and crumbling down, big scaffoldings falling down. That seems to be the thing they keep showing off. But yeah, it looks like a game I've seen before. I had to be real.
That's a good way to put it.
From it. It looks like a game I've seen before. So it's so difficult nowadays, especially because they go, hey, let's make this. I mean, I guess it's going to be like a live service kind of game. It's an online co-op game.
Yeah.
So, they'll work in all kinds of other live service things to it, I'm sure. It's hard to make a game in that space now and innovate heavily.
Well, yeah. I mean, I look at that and I don't really see anything that hooks me. Like, you got to play it, of course. So maybe the gameplay hook feels much better than it presents. But I'm not really convinced,
This was just announced like literally hours ago. Jeez.
Yeah. I was shocked when I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, that's the London studio game. Like they got to take that with them and release it or try to release it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, good luck to them, I guess.
Yeah, well, they must feel confident in it to like want to still release it.
Well, they feel something. Wow. They feel something.
Yeah, man. There you go. It's coming, whether you want it or not. It's coming. Cast outs.
Modern fantasy co-op action game.
Yeah, like the key art looks exactly the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
They canceled it.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
See, the unfortunate thing is like I would have preferred cancel, studio stays open, give us a new pitch. That's not what played out. Shut the whole damn team down.
What was the other game that got announced somewhat recently? Oh, what was that? What studio did that? Where they made an announcement like it was a big thing, and they're like, "We did a 3v." I know what you're asking. Yeah, we did a 3v3 hero shooter kind of game, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" Hold on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. I will remember this. Quantic Dream.
Oh, Quantic. Yeah. The sorcerer thing. The sorcerer thing they're doing. Yeah.
This game looks just like it. I feel like. Hold on. I gotta bring this up. I remember I said I feel like it's a game I saw. Spellcaster Chronicles. Because I said,
but hold on.
Looks like a game I've seen before.
The weird thing with Quantic though is that I think every fucking tech demo they made, they said, you know what? Now it's a game. Every time. That's like the Sorcerer PS4 tech demo. And it took them long enough, but they finally came around to the idea of like, oh, it turns out we like fantasy stuff. We're going to make that a game. But every time they do a tech demo, dude, they turn it into a game.
But the way that they just showed up, I know you've been asking yourselves, what's Quantic Dream up to next? You're right. A 3v3 fantasy Hero Shooter. Yeah,
I totally forgot about
this
that.
looks just like it too. I mean, it's also that kind of fantasy look, but it's so similar. That's the problem. So many of these games just look the same. I don't know. Sorry, they do.
No, it's a tough environment. I don't know how you release a game like that nowadays and expect to find an audience without doing something like really different.
I got it. It's okay. I got it. I got Quantum Dream. I figured it out.
Jason. All right, let me back up a little bit here. We have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach was rated for PC. ESRB rating. SI is the publisher. It's a big one there. So previously 505 Games did that, but that was also like back in 2015 when Sony inked a deal for this game on PS4 as an exclusive. They had the IP for 5 years, but that was also a Sony that probably didn't care to publish the game on PC. I would think nowadays they want to. And also, I mean, maybe announcements at the TGAs.
That's what I figured. I wouldn't shot. I mean, it's Kojima, Jeff Keighley. So,
peanut butter and jelly, they go together.
I assume it's like first half of next year or something, could be February or March or something at this rate. So
it could be. In other PC news, Sony made an estimated $1.5 billion from Steam. This was a new report from Alinea Analytics revealing that Sony made about $1.5 billion from their first-party PC games. That's 1.5 revenue. So after Steam's cut, it's about 1.2 billion. Helldivers 2 is predicted to be by far the best seller of all those games, followed by Zero Dawn and God of War. And the sales pace, as noted by Alinea, for the more recent games is a lot slower, suggesting the novelty of these games is wearing off on PCs. So you can see things like Forbidden West, Spider-Man 2, Ragnarok. They're selling, a third, sometimes half as much as the first game. But this has been a very interesting news story because there's been a lot of contention surrounding if it's, if the juice is worth the squeeze. 1.5 billion or 1.2 is a lot of money, but Sony in the last quarter made 7 billion. Is it worth it?
For the PC ports.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Because here's the other part of that is, as you mentioned, they have to give that cut to Steam. That's a lot of money. That is when you get that 30% factored in. There's hundreds of millions of dollars. And you have to sell on someone else's marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got to find more people to sell to. They've made that very obvious and clear. That's evident for a lot of people. So, here's the thing. I think we don't have enough data to know what's the effect of a day and date release of a big game, single player game. We don't have that data.
Yeah.
So I assume they would know, hey, we're bringing some of these games years late over to the platform. So expectations aren't necessarily going to be what it'd be if it was day one. I still need to see that. Some big release where they go, we're going to see what happens. And I guess right now they don't want to because they don't want to set that precedent and be like, oh, now people will just expect that. But you're not going to know until you take a shot at it. But until then, you're going to probably get lower sales numbers because some people have already played the game and don't want to buy it again.
Yeah, I find it's hard to quantify. It's a very qualitative thing to ask right now when you can look at PS5 hardware sales and there's like zero indications that it's doing anything to the PlayStation business. The thing I always point out is that I would think it doesn't really matter if you conflate it to like what they made last quarter. Like a lot of these games, well, I say a lot, they are judged on a individual basis. Like there's a P&L statement for each game, So like Spider-Man 2, like, okay, maybe it sells not nearly as well as the first Spider-Man, but that game's pretty hefty on the licensing costs. I think no matter what, you're going to want 10% more revenue. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot, but individual titles, like they need that extra 10, 15, like it goes a long way. So I don't know if it's, I think it's hard to look at it holistically and go 1.2 billion is not worth it to PlayStation after they shipped all these games. It's like, well, what's the P&L for each game? And I think it doesn't really change anything for PlayStation.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that they brought on Nixes on board to do a lot of this stuff anyway with them. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's going to keep, they're going to keep going to PC. There's some kind of money to be made there and they need to keep expanding. So
yeah. Well, that's what you would think that there's maybe more upside here with a cross-buy scenario in their own store.
That was brought up here by Prince Green, their own PC storefront. We still got to see it happen, but it would make sense. All of a sudden, they would keep all that 1.5 billion then, if they can, of course, also drum up the traffic to the store. That'll be the big question there too.
Yeah.
But a more controlled store also means that when you log in, you're going to see Sony's games and not Dota 2 or something as the big game that's being pushed that day by Valve or something, you know. So that's the other thing. Sony can control where advertisements are and stuff for their own games on the platform.
Let's move into some Bungie news as well, because we have a rumor here. This rumor comes from Colony Deeks, which is someone in the community known for data mining the Destiny games and leaking accurate information in the past. I can't speak to that whatsoever, just as an FYI. So rumor, take it with a grain of salt. But they do claim Destiny 3 is in extremely early development. And this is info that they sat on for a while, but I guess they felt the need to put out there because somebody else had mentioned it. And so it's kind of a weird thing there. I want to humor this for a bit, if only because, John, I know you've talked about this a lot, which is they should just do Destiny 3. Yeah. And now we have a Bungie that like is sort of absorbed into PlayStation Studios, and there's some leadership turnover. So, I mean, we heard a while ago that Destiny 3 was something they considered and it didn't go anywhere. Is that changing now? You know, you think they're allowed to maybe kick that up?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things with that now. So we had Destiny 1, Destiny 2, and then obviously you have Destiny 3. But Destiny 1 and 2, if you think about when they came out, so I'm sure you probably have this on the list of stories currently, but you saw what Nix's did with Helldivers 2. The massive cut to the file size. And a lot of that's because they have redundant files because they still support mechanical hard drives. And guess what Destiny 1 and 2 were doing when they were developed? They were like, oh yeah, there's a spinning disk drive in this PS4, so it's gotta have something similar. And that's what they kept running into with Destiny 2. Even the files got so large in terms of file size, they had to remove stuff. And that apparently was the whole problem with some of these lawsuits or something that was happening with that. They didn't have expansions to show people like proof in the courtroom and stuff from what's being mentioned. So I'm thinking Destiny 3 is a good idea. I do wonder though if you put the 3 on the end, because they're running into this now with Destiny 2, where that was almost going to be their forever game, it looked like. And now that starts falling off a bit and people are like, hey, you guys have recycled expansions and stuff so much, you got to launch another one. Maybe they do just launch a Destiny game and that is their forever game. And they don't do a Destiny 3, quote unquote. It's Destiny something else. Destiny something. The numbered sequels, man, it's just eventually it gets almost detrimental to getting new players on board. I do wonder if someone would look at Destiny 3 and go, do I need to play 1 and 2 first? Like, I wonder if that comes up in their mind.
I don't know. It's weird because you look at like Overwatch 2 as a numbered game and people think that was a mistake because it doesn't really need that. But then Destiny might benefit more from it, if only because it's like insurmountable to get into 2, knowing that the onboarding process looks very complicated. That's, it's kind of a weird thing where you consider it for the 2 different types of experiences.
They'd have to separate themselves from Destiny 2, and 3 might be the move. You're right. Just putting a 3 there. Hey, it's not 2, it's 3. But that then would indicate that, eventually there'll be a Destiny 4. That's my thing. Would it make sense to just drop the numbers and you can't necessarily call it Destiny, because back then, remember, the idea was that Destiny 1 was going to kind of be their forever game. Like, hey, we're just gonna build on this almost forever as long as we can. And they ended up doing Destiny 2. But I think no matter what, a clean break from Destiny 2, I think is kind of needed. I just feel like that's almost required at this point for them to get back to where they were with Destiny 2. I've looked at Destiny 2 from time to time, like, maybe I will, maybe we'll download it and try it. Dude, you're right. The onboarding, catching up, figuring out what's what right now with a bunch of people that have been there for, almost a decade now, playing that game. It's so difficult to get on an even footing with them. So you just don't even try. And that's kind of this cycle that they're in right now where they can't like climb their way out of it. So you hit the reset button, Destiny 3 or Destiny Unlimited or whatever, call it something else. And then you start over. So I wouldn't mind that. I do wonder if they would think about rebooting the universe or if they would just keep building on the lore they already have.
And you'd think a reboot would probably almost help more, just so it feels that fresh.
There's a lot of things they can do, but I feel like getting away from Destiny 2 is paramount. But can they still, I still see updates for Destiny 2 show up on social media. People still talk about it. So I guess they're still doing stuff with Destiny 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, they still got tens of thousands of players. Well,
yeah,
20,000 something players concurrent at any given time, I guess, but it's down a lot from, I guess, where they were.
Unlike people look at Steam, but that's a big console game too on Xbox and on PlayStation, big console game. So I feel like if I look it up now, it's like on Steam.
I'm guessing the Xbox numbers for it are like not soft at all. That probably is a big chunk.
Oh, Destiny 2 right now is a 48,000 people playing on Steam.
Oh, yeah, that's way. I think last time I checked, they had like a low of 20s at like maybe a few weeks ago, but
Xbox, it's really big on Xbox. Whenever I look on Xbox, it's in the top 7 or 8 games that are being played at that time. And then on PlayStation, it's big too. So they have an audience still. It's just not probably a few times there, 1 million people or something concurrent, some crazy number back then.
It's not what SIE was expecting though, based on that last quarter. Pretty much just saying this isn't what we thought it would be. So
yeah, they're writing it down now, Bungie, and it's kind of cutting their losses on it. But to a degree, if they were brought more within Sony and Sony could almost incubate and keep an eye on that Destiny 3 project, I think it could end up being a good idea, a good pivot for them. I do.
I'm wondering if Sony's like now allowing that. Like, hey, we've got like the organization now. Like, do you guys really want to do this? We're going to give you the green light.
I'd be pushing. If I was Sony, I'd be like, yeah, let's do Destiny 3. Let's make that happen. Because otherwise it just feels like you're kind of running in place with Destiny 2.
Well, it seems like we've got some somewhat good things going on with Bungie and SIE. So they were able to also resolve the stolen art controversy. So the independent artist Anti-Real did confirm on their independent account. They said the marathon art issue was resolved with Bungie and SIE to their satisfaction, which is basically a heavily coded tweet written by a lawyer saying, I was paid a lot of money.
They got paid. Hey, hey, good for them.
I hope they got a lot. Yeah, good for them.
They got paid enough to make the tweet, so I assume it was a decent amount.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Good for them. Well, I'm hoping it was like 6 figures.
That's everyone was telling them, hey, sue them. So this was that's the idea, is eventually there's a settlement. That's what everyone's pushing for. Go get some money. Yeah. And I it seems like they did. So
good for them. All right, John, here's like the big one we missed from our last episode. NCSoft Horizon MMO RPG Steel Frontiers has been announced. So a lot to go over here. NCSoft is developing and publishing the game. So they're licensing it from SIE, and it's going to be supported by PlayStation Studios and Guerrilla. The Horizon creator and studio director at Guerrilla, Jan Vanderbeek, said the game was designed specifically for mobile, but the current platforms is mobile and PC. No PlayStation 5. That's important to clarify. The PC version is actually the mobile version. It's being played through Purple's NCSoft, or their like PC launcher, Purple, under emulation. And that can still like scale the game. That's why it still looks like pretty damn gorgeous. The game takes place in the Deadlands. That's a location inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. It's a PvPvE experience. So you're going to fight machines and tribes. There's unique combat elements that they're talking about. So it's not just Horizon gameplay. They're doing different things with the Polecaster to where you can like ride enemies. You can inflict status effects on them. You can pick up drop weapons, put that on a mount and like carry it to another like combat scenario. There's a very deep level of character customization available as well. When you sign up to the game, you pick a tribe. It's an MMORPG, so you're going to be doing a lot of that stuff too. Now, for those immediately wondering why there's no PS5 version, Guerrilla did put out like a very indirect statement on Twitter. They said they've loved collaborating with NCSoft and are beyond excited to hunt machines together, blah, blah. They said, we're still busy working on more ways for you to do just that, more on that to come, implying that they've got their own game in-house. Yeah, the following day, Jason Schreier also reconfirmed that Guerrilla still has that game in the oven. But this was a big thing. I mean, the NCSoft collaboration was announced not that long ago. We knew this game was coming, but it's surprising. It's surprising for sure. Tell me what you think. What you think?
I think it surprised a lot of people because there wasn't a PS5 logo next to it. That obviously caught people off guard. But you're right. It is a phone game that's being emulated on the PC platform, and it's not on Steam or anything. It's on this Purple platform. So by all intents and purposes, it's going to be mostly viewed as a mobile phone game. And this is the thing. This is what I've been saying Sony needs to figure out for a long time now. So from that angle, I'm like, okay, that's a good move, because they keep saying we want to do more stuff with mobile, but they really haven't shown a lot to really try to push into mobile. Then this one day, seemingly they show 2 games. There's another game we're talking about, but this one in particular is the big one, obviously, because it's going to appeal globally, outside of like the US, obviously, with NCSoft and stuff. So I think the game looks pretty good, actually. It's just that's the thing that's kind of a shame. I don't think I'm gonna play this game because it's a mobile game. I guess I could kind of I don't know. I'm trying to envision how I'm going to play that. There's touchscreen controls. I guess, you know what? Maybe you can sync up the PlayStation controller to it. You could use that, get the phone clip going.
Yeah.
Or use Purple. I don't know. But at this point, though, you know what? I'm more hopeful now for this game, this multiplayer game that Guerrilla's going to put out. Here's my only concern, though, Ryan. Okay. Yeah. I see how this game looks. It looks pretty good visually, because I'm also thinking, okay, it's a mobile game. How's it going to look? Oh, that's pretty good. If this other Horizon game shows up and it has the Fortnite aesthetic, we're going to have some problems.
Well, you've got it, I think. That's what's really crazy about this, is that, look, they inked this deal, and it was 2023. It's either 23 or late 2020. It was not long ago at all. Mm-hmm. Not long ago. This the game at Guerrilla has been in the oven since 2018. And they brought on Simon LaRouche from Rainbow Six Siege to direct that game. They're still there. That game's still being developed. This is kind of embarrassing almost, that they showed off this. It looks as good as it does. It genuinely looks compelling. And it looks like the kind of game that Guerrilla should have made.
Yeah.
But the one Guerrilla's making is, and to be fair, the leak we have for that game, it could look very different.
Mm-hmm.
But, based on the concept art, the idea always was that was going to be more stylized. It wouldn't be hyper-realistic Horizon graphics. So it's a really weird thing of this game gets announced first. It looks as good as it does. It's mobile only. It's the whole thing is kind of weird to wrap your head around it.
Man, if it really does come down to that, that's going to be crazy. If the phone game looks better, I don't know. I get it could still be stylized. Maybe it doesn't lean as much into what the concept art looked like, because I feel like we saw that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it could have changed, it's possible. Maybe the order of announcements are a little off too, because as we stand now, the multiplayer Horizon game, as far as we know, is on mobile phones. So that's kind of strange. I would like to see them get this thing announced as soon as possible, but maybe they're also thinking we don't want to overlap the NCSoft stuff right now. I'm not sure. Yeah. They're doing a lot of Horizon, so it all doesn't necessarily blend together, but it almost oversteps each other, overlaps a bit. So that's tough to figure, because then there's supposed to be a third Horizon game coming at some point, down the road too. And it's wow, we're going to have the phone game, the multiplayer console game, and then the single player console game. And eventually that'll go to PC, and this is on PC, and it's all intertwining on it. They really like Horizon. You really like Horizon.
And it shows that the trailer for this mobile game got like 2 million views or something. Mm-hmm. And there's people watching it.
No, there is.
I'm actually, I don't want to say shocked, but even me, I love Horizon. I didn't have any confidence. I don't want to say any confidence. I was very nervous thinking, what do the multiplayer versions of these games look like? We still haven't seen Guerrillas yet, but to see this one, and I'm like, whoa, this looks good. It looks fun. It looks like there's a deep level of like customization and things you can do. Like it's still going to be like a very different game. Like the other one's probably, I would assume, more like, well, that's the other weird thing. It looks very Monster Hunter-esque.
Looks very Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like that's like there's still a big difference between like like a more traditional Monster Hunter multiplayer game and then an MMO. MMOs are like far deeper, down
Yep.
the rabbit hole. So they are going to be different experiences, but it's just very puzzling for sure.
Well, I mean, are you gonna have to play this one then, Ryan?
You know what? If I can use a DualSense, if I can connect a DualSense,
Okay.
yeah, I'll play it like on an iPad because the screen's too small.
Oh yeah, you could. That's true. You could put it on the
Yeah.
iPad and play it there.
Do something like that.
There's an iPad around that household, I assume.
Yeah,
There's Apple products everywhere.
I keep it like mounted near the kitchen under the island, or not under the island, on the countertop, and I just leave the weather app open.
Do you? That's what it is. That's what it is. I feel like people get iPads and they think they're gonna like do all kinds of crazy like productivity and stuff on it, and it ends up being the most basic item, like for a weather app. Or I feel like that's what iPads turn into after the first couple months.
Mine did, yeah. I was using it for writing. I was using the Apple Pen with it.
Okay,
that stopped pretty quick. No, you know what? I will say though, I do think it's kind of like they should have had a PS5 version.
It just seems, again, I feel like they didn't want to overlap the other Horizon game that's coming out.
I think the context makes sense just in that this definitely was a mobile game. Like that's how they're making it. And that's also very particular that they're developing and publishing. That's how he's only licensing it.
Yeah.
They're not even publishing it. But they're not stupid. Everybody in this situation knows like, oh, we're not doing a PS5 version. I would think PS5 is on the roadmap. If it comes out super successful and you don't see a PS5 version in like a year, that's when I'd be like, what are we doing?
I assume a PS5 version is coming. Yes, that would make sense. But again, maybe they're like, hey, we'll get it on mobile and this purple platform, and then Guerrilla announces their multiplayer Horizon game, and they want to get it on PS5 pretty quickly after they announce it or something. And then we'll get this Horizon one like a year later or something. It shows up on PS5.
Yeah. Well, either way,
a lot of Horizon.
They made a good choice though with NCSoft. If this is what they came out with, that was a good call.
That was good. Much better than Light of Motirum. The license it there.
Okay, so that too, like we can acknowledge that. This shows why Sony is like really pissed off. Like you motherfuckers, we have something just like this shit, but it's way better than what you're doing.
It does look a lot better, yeah. I mean, it's that Monster game. You fire up Light of Motirum and it turns into like Ark Survival Evolved or something.
It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Huts and shit. Well, we're trying to take down a Thunderjaw. Come on now.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. Like I said, the only drawback is the phone or tablet experience for me. But if you can sync up a controller and get it close enough with this purple platform, even maybe.
Now, do you remember the last episode? I went on like a small rant about how like Sony just keeps fucking up mobile. So it's like so I did that, and then like literally the next day, the Horizon thing.
Yep.
And also Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble. This was announced as well. It's developed by OBB, and also Insomniac Games is helping in some way. I don't know to what degree. But it's a multiplayer PvP Ratchet game made for mobile. Has a few different game modes, like standard deathmatch. And also there's this like weird Rocket League looking one, so you can like push a ball into a net. There's the Bolt Rush mode. It's coming to mobile soon. And you can pre-register for the game on the official site. Some people are already in it. So like people are playing the game right now. And I guess the studio, excuse me, it's like a reskin kind of like they've shipped the game previously. I forget what it's called, but it looks like they just like laid over Ratchet assets on this game. So it seems like they might have been able to turn it around pretty quickly.
Yeah, so we kind of were able to somewhat explain maybe why the Horizon game wasn't on PS5 right now or announced for it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this could have been incredible on the PS for this Ratchet & Clank mobile game. But why isn't there a PS5 version for it?
And you know what? I'm actually, I don't know what you've seen. I'm kind of surprised at how many people I've seen like say like, no, I want to play this. There's the obvious reaction of like, oh, look at what you've done to my boy. You've slaughtered my boy. But I'm actually shocked at the number of like just anecdotal comments I'm seeing going, damn, this looks fun. I want to play it.
I mean, it's free to play, right?
Yeah, it should be just a free to play like arena style Ratchet game.
Why not? It's something you can just download on a whim and be like, I'll check it out. Even if you play it for 30 minutes or an hour or something. It's like, okay, that was cool. It's free. Whatever. Yeah. I think it's also, I think there's some principle involved there too, Ryan, of, okay, you made it a Ratchet and Clank multiplayer game, but it's not on my system.
Yeah.
You know,
this
Sony system.
Yeah. This one's weird too.
I mean, we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but not this a multiplayer game like this. So again, I'm not gonna tell people that it's like this high quality looking game, because I looked at it and I said, yeah, okay, it's like a mobile game for an arena shooter style like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, how difficult would it have been to get on the PS5?
It's like tough to even wonder how this comes about. My only line of thinking is like, it's on the roadmap, but they're like very concerned with making sure like, let's make sure it hasn't like, let's just do a mobile game properly, which means we have to backseat the console version. We have to do mobile proper, and we have to find a mobile audience. Like then it can be a Genshin Impact where like it's got a console version and cross save, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's just like, it's still like, these are the most PlayStation IP out there, and neither of them have console versions. It's a weird look.
Is it also possible that they are trying to find the mobile market, as you're saying? And if they launch this on mobile and PlayStation 5 at the same time, it'd be kind of harder to sunset it if it doesn't work out on mobile, but people do keep playing it on the PS5.
Well, I don't know. So, I mean,
they test the mobile market and they're like, you know what, it didn't work. We can sunset this thing, get it out of there or whatever.
Yeah.
But if people just keep playing it on the PS5, it's like, oh, okay, we can't really get this out of here right now. People are actually playing it on the system.
Oh, so you're suggesting that it will have an audience on console and not on mobile?
I mean, just think about I know we talk about how many games are on PlayStation 5 at any given time on the storefront. Dude, mobile is crazy looking. If you go on the mobile stores, there are games on top of games, and they're all like free to play, and breaking into the top 100 for one country is such a hard thing to do, that many of these games offer rewards to their user bases if they get there. So it's so difficult. So it's kind of like, let's see if it can survive in this ocean, and then maybe we'll bring it over to like the pond that is the PlayStation 5 store then.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't rationalize it outside of that, you know, that and the point you're making.
Also, would they have to help out with the PS5 port then? Would they have to put somebody on it from their side, Sony?
I mean, everything they do, they certainly have a support arm. I think every situation's different, you know. Like Insomniac's involved. I'm not sure to what degree, outside of maybe just supplying key art and making sure that they're like true to like canon lore. Right. Even when it's multiplayer, they still want to see like, oh, that's how that gun would fire. This is how Ratchet should feel, like, you know. So they always do that to a degree. Still weird. John, you want to check out some of the super chats we have here?
Let's see. Space Samurai says, I would have got 3 mid games, Lost Soul aside, the medium, and Mind's Eye, but Battlefield 6 called me with that $35 deal. Yeah, Battlefield 6 at 35 is a good deal. That is a good pickup. You definitely dodged Mind's Eye on that.
No, I gotta start repping Mind's Eye a little bit.
Oh gosh, here we go with the Mind's Eye. Poison Mushroom says, hey, Spawn and Ryan, bought a Midnight Black DualSense Edge today and used Ryan's unboxing video to learn everything about it. Love the videos.
Thanks. I'm glad I could help. Appreciate you.
Future Millionaire says, John, you came out as my top channel for 2025. Shout out Future Millionaire. I was seeing a lot of people post that over on X, so I was liking a lot of those messages.
It's very fun getting tagged in those. It's very nice.
Johnny says, love the show, guys. Shout out to Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
Norfair says, hey guys, I'm new here, but wanted to ask Ryan if he's interested in grinding noose on GTA 4 online.
Thank you for your $4.99.
I really hope they do a GTA 4 remaster. They got to do it just for that. And you and Norfair can run that.
It won't happen. It won't happen. I didn't realize too that I guess they doubled the money in that game, so you earn like double the amount.
Oh, so it's just easier now to do it.
Dude, it's like insurmountable. It still takes so long.
Takes forever, yeah.
Because I remember you earn $4,500 for every time you do one round of noose, and I guess like well after I was like done with the game, they double like the rate in which you earn money. So it'd be 9,000.
Okay.
Big whoop. I'm still wasting like my whole summer.
How many do you need? How much do you need?
Oh, you need $10 million to reach the last rank.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, you do it, asshole.
Hey, I mean, apparently we got Norfair who can help us. There you go. See, they're in.
You know what? If anything, Norfair, what episode are we on? He does this every episode. I mean, you've probably given us like $50 asking for this. You can go.
Right.
You can go another 50. I'm okay with that. Although I feel like I will be inclined to do it at some point because now it's, when you frame it like that, it's like you're being very kind.
It's like a video story there for you. About
And we're just
GTA 4.
We're just taking your money. I'm never going to noose with you. Never going to noose with you. We do have another mobile game. MLB The Show Mobile was announced. The game soft launched, John, in the Philippines. It's still being developed in-house at San Diego Studio, and it's available for iOS and Android. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can't. I mean, it's not shocking because MLB The Show, if you play it, already has the foundation for a good mobile game with all the microtransaction stuff they have applied to that game. So it's already kind of set up. And there were some people who were showing screenshots from it. Looks like a baseball game. Like it's not, but like I picture, you know how we are with these mobile games where you picture them kind of redesigning it so it's really kind of like a card game, you know, not necessarily the actual. Now this looks like the show, so that's good at least. And that's just kind of where we are with phones now. But I mean, this isn't. It's going to go on PC as well. This is all to me expected. It's like they're getting this everywhere they can. So this is the least. Trying to think. This is the least egregious because it's already on PlayStation. So whatever. If you move games from PlayStation to mobile, I don't think people care that much. But if you just announce something for mobile, like I think Ratchet and Clank is probably the most egregious one because it was obviously it looks like it run on the PS5 and it's just random announcement. Here it is, and there's no multiplayer game in sight for it like there is for Horizon. But if you go from PS5 to phone, who cares? But if you go from hey, here's a phone game with a PlayStation IP that's not on the PS5, that's, I think, when you're going to have problems for people. So this was kind of just like, makes sense kind of announcement.
I was going to say, this is like a slam dunk, too. It's baseball. Like, out of all the mobile stuff they're doing, like Horizon actually looked pretty good. This seems like, if you guys mess this up, come on.
Oh, yeah. This should be easy. Yeah, with like the casual market and stuff. And, because you can do like the management where you don't even really have to kind of play, you just manage the teams, and dude, with like all the fantasy nerds and stuff for baseball, probably get a kick out of it.
Today we also had a new trailer come out for the China Hero Project game, The Godslayer, which this game was announced about 2 years ago through the China Hero program. And the trailer that came out today is like 9 minutes long. It's actually a lot of gameplay, like a lot of uncut footage. I'm not sure if you had the chance to watch it yet, John.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. It looks good. It's got like a lot of like traversal elements like from Assassin's Creed, but then like you see the combat's kind of pretty snappy, kind of like a Spider-Man almost in a way. But then like the character can like warp the environment and like pull things in. And
I saw that's like telekinesis and like throw stuff around.
It looks pretty good. And what's noteworthy is that the game was confirmed for PS5, PC, and Xbox Series S and X. Now, typically, John, if you're in the China Hero program, kind of means you're exclusive, console exclusive. So what happened here is that I guess the studio, Panthea Games, reached out to Push Square. They did confirm that, hey, yeah, we're still in the program. So Sony is still assisting with the game, marketing, and publishing. That's the first hero program or the first game out of these programs that is doing that. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that seemed to catch everyone off guard because once they saw the Xbox logo, like it gets shown or put in the press release, they're like, oh, that's not on China Hero anymore then. No, it is.
Yeah.
And they said that Sony is still DualShockers, I think, like got a hold of them. And they're like, what's going on here? No, they're still working with us on it. They're still supporting. So that is kind of weird. They didn't want to go into specifics probably because they can't. They're probably bound by some NDA or something for the business back end of it. But it is interesting that Sony is like, yeah, you can put it on Xbox if you want. Sure. But the game does look very, very good. They said it's early footage, so I'm not sure if this game's coming out in 2026. Seems like maybe it's a 2027 game is my assumption.
There's no year on it either.
Yes, it's people are relating it to Avatar: The Last Airbender immediately because you're an elemancer is what they said. So you control all kinds of elements. They showed fire, water, ice. You had like stone gloves that you were punching with and lifting like rocks out of the ground and slamming at the people. And it looks cool. Like it's an open world action RPG is what they said. So I'm thinking about all the elements and things you can upgrade and level up and put skill points into. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff they can do with it. And if the rest of the game looks like what they showed there, and that's going to be a big if, because what they showed us was very curated, clearly. There's a lot of potential for this one. Like I'm looking at this like, wow, that China Hero program is really working out for Sony at this point. If this is the kind of stuff they're getting from it.
Yeah, no doubt. It looked very compelling. I'm confused though. I mean, I would think that maybe they're getting more lax on the program because the thing is they never own the IP when games come out of this program. Pretty much all the China Hero games, like the older ones, they go to Xbox, they go to Switch if they want to. So maybe this time around they're just allowed to say they're coming to Xbox, but maybe it's still like a day one PS5 PC thing, or maybe it's just like the whatever milestone they were at when they like got into the program. Maybe they didn't lock the game in enough, and then Sony was like worried that they might have some bargaining chips to go elsewhere. It's tough to say. Every deal is structured differently, so this one stuck out though with that in particular.
Yeah, I mean the game itself looks really cool, so I like what I'm seeing. But you're right. Maybe they say, hey, you know what? You're going to Xbox. You can tell people whatever. It's more money.
Yeah, more money. Money. Let's go into some, we got one third-party story here. MGS series producer would like to see MGS4 get remade next, but there are problems, of course. Speaking with Real Sound, the MGS series producer Noriaki Akamura was asked about what's next for the IP after the MGS Delta remake. They said they're still thinking about that, but as for the possibility of MGS4 and that getting a remake, Akamura said, quote, "The hardware back then required very specific designs to get the most out of the 3D technology that was available at the time. So MGS4 ended up with some pretty unique code. It seems like it could be quite challenging to bring that to the present day." This is in the context of a remake. Now, we're also thinking that MGS4 will eventually show up in Volume 2, the remastered collection. But this definitely made some headlines. I mean, that is the game stuck on PS3. We'll see.
I mean, that'd be the headliner. I don't know why you do another collection if Metal Gear Solid 4 isn't in it at this point. Like that has to go in. And here's the thing: you can put Metal Gear Solid 4 in there, and then you can sort of fill it out with these PSP games.
Yeah, PSP ones.
Yeah, but as long as you have Metal Gear Solid 4, and you could throw Metal Gear Solid 5 even in there if you want. It's like you can already buy it and play it, sure, but it's become so cheap at this time. You can throw it into a full price collection just to help fill it out, but Metal Gear Solid 4 should be the headliner. Absolutely. And I kind of feel like they have it figured out and it's going to happen. I'm curious about the multiplayer for it, if they're going to do anything with that. But at the very least, probably at least single player.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think MGO is not going to happen.
For a remaster? That would be another thing you could add into it if you want, though. Like they played around with multiplayer. They did the Fox Hunt thing in the recent
for a remake,
Delta.
Though. Yeah,
for a remake, for Delta. But I mean, it just add more longevity to their collection. But you're right. I mean, it's something that have to support from the collection. So maybe they are thinking, we'll just keep it single player. I mean, honestly, just getting 4 onto another platform outside of the PS3 is already amazing. So just need to make that happen.
Indeed. The day will eventually come, and that will be a big headline when
I hope so.
MGS4 leaves the PS3.
I hope it's next year.
Man, I remember that so well back then. I mean, that man could not have been more correct when Kojima said, you have to buy a PS3 to play this game. That shit is still true.
It is, right? And it's crazy, if you put that game into like one of these PS3 emulators, and anyone who has like a really nice computer can crank up to 4K and better visuals, and like it still looks really good. If they can get that done, man, it'd be a game that I think would fit in with a lot of current gen titles right now.
And I think it would open up a whole new round of like dialogue around that game. Remember when it came out and it was like pretty like highly contentious? Like IGN gave it a 10. Everyone was like, oh shit. This PS3 exclusive got a 10. Hold the fucking door.
That game was good. That's a good game though when it came out.
Yeah, but some people played it and they're like, I hate it. I hate it.
Well.
John does not agree.
I mean, look, the game had some long cutscenes. The last cutscene is like an hour and a half long. Okay, I'm not gonna fight people on that. There were some really cool moments in that game, though.
Yeah, I just think the next gen smoking is crazy.
You had to sit there and watch him smoke while they installed to your hard drive. So he smoked a cigarette while they smoked your hard drive. It's like, what's that, a 20 gigabyte hard drive? Good luck. It's just over.
That shit was good. It's fun. All right. We got some going back to general business news, hardware news, things like that. We have this thing about PlayStation leadership being more focused on the Japanese market with that new PS5 Japanese language only model. So we had a recent report come out from TV Tokyo that was translated by Hartman over on the Install Base forums. Sony decided to do that Japanese language only PS5 4 months after they saw what Nintendo did with the Switch 2. So a very swift decision. And it's a bet that the current CEO of SIE, Hideaki Nishino, is willing to do, even if the company is taking a loss on the hardware. The understanding here is that the previous SIE leadership, that would have been Jim Ryan in this case, they were unconcerned with downsizing as much as they did in the country. But with Switch 2 now being in this position where like, all of a sudden it's going to start getting these third-party games, like Final Fantasy, the Resident Evils, the pricing strategy, it seems like Sony has this renewed vigor to try and sell consoles there again. So pretty fascinating story. Hideaki Nishino, you have to think, John, he's been working at Sony since the PS2 days. As far as I know, for his career, he's always been in the Japanese office, right? So he's probably seen throughout his entire career, the PlayStation not be what it was anymore. You almost have to think, being in a leadership position, he has like a absolutely a different perspective versus like a Jim Ryan would on being that concerned with the hardware.
Threw Jim Ryan directly under that bus too.
Yeah,
said, awesome. Get this guy out of here. I mean, they do. It's weird to say, but Sony does kind of need to reestablish themselves in Japan. And the PS5 is just expensive there. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You're eventually going to hit a ceiling where you have the most affluent gamers in Japan have the system, and then that's kind of it. You're just going to slowly tail off from there. So you gotta kind of adapt with the market. Nintendo did there's a smart idea by Nintendo to figure out, hey, if we region lock this Switch 2 to Japan, we don't have to worry about people buying it up here and then shipping it overseas and reselling it, because it's a region lock system. Yeah, I know you bring back region locking. That's annoying, but it's for the idea of it's not really for outside of Japan. It's like there's still a region-free PlayStation you can buy. There's still a region-free Switch 2 you can buy in Japan if you want. But if you specifically are in Japan and don't really care about English options or anything for it, here you go. Makes sense. It's a good idea. And I do like that Sony followed Nintendo on that one, because they do need to get reestablished in Japan for the PlayStation 6, because Nintendo has kind of run away with that market completely. Like it's just not even there's Switch 1 was what, 33 or 34 million systems there in Japan alone. That's insane. That the Switch 2 is off and running now. There's already 2.25 million Switch 2s in Japan. I think what the PS5 sold 5 or 6 million or something like that.
I think it's a 7 million maybe.
It's like the Switch 2 is gonna just run right past the PlayStation again, all over again, very, very quickly. So I like the idea of them trying to at least cater to the Japanese market, because you're right, the third-party games are starting to find their way to the Switch 2, and it's in that good enough territory, I think, for a lot of the general audience. It's not gonna look as good as the PS5, but there are many people who are willing to say, it's good enough for the fact that it's portable, or I already have the system. I don't have to go buy a PS5 to get that 4K experience if I don't want it.
It also keeps those consoles in Japan and not being exported to China. Since
That's
a
a
lot
good
of
point.
those, Chinese gamers don't want those China locked consoles. Japan's right there. That was like another issue with it too. But you can't really get around like the consumer habit changing. I like that there's like renewed vigor for the region, but they just don't buy consoles like they used to. It's kind of hard to
No.
like penetrate. So I would almost hope they want to make sure that they're not like so far left in the dust when they might eventually have a product for those customers.
Right, with the but that's the other thing. This could also kind of be like a test run, almost test run for, hey, maybe when they show up with their portable, there's a region locked portable for Japan. Maybe they do that.
Big. Yeah.
Right. See? Something like that. So like, let's see what happens. We already have the hardware. I mean, let's be real. How difficult is it for them to region lock the PS5 that they already have? Like, they've already made PS5 systems. Probably not hard. The firmware change, whatever, they lock it down just to see what happens. Is this something that affects the region positively in terms of our sales? Does it make enough of a difference, or is it not worth doing? And that's probably data they're collecting now for their inevitable handheld, as you mentioned, that will probably also have video out and be kind of its own hybrid system that would fit right in Japan.
Yeah, I believe, and I don't have the numbers written down, but I think that was the last week before the new model came, they sold like 300 digital editions, like 300 for that week. Then the following week, it jumped up to like 20,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's still not like because you can easily compare it to Switch. It's still getting its ass beat, but it's there. The issue is that the price still isn't as cheap as it was at launch.
Yeah, but that's
cheap.
That's the thing. It's who knows what pricing is going to be in 2 years. That's what we'll say right now. Who knows?
Now, here's the other concern, though, John. We are talking about new hardware, next-gen hardware, things Sony may or may not release in 2 years. What's that stuff going to cost when there's been a lot of things going on in the RAM space? For those that have been living under a rock, OpenAI signed a deal with Samsung and SK Hynix. That's going to use up about 40% of the global supply of DRAM. And so it's been kind of a big deal because you had that happen. That was like over a week ago. And then very recently, Micron Technology also announced that they're exiting the consumer business of making SSDs and RAM as well. So in order to focus on bigger clients, enterprise for AI data centers. So they're winding down their consumer business by February 2026. And this is already when consumer parts for DRAM, like it's crazy. You can like look it up. Like a lot of these like SSDs and RAM modules that were, they're like up 150%, 200%, very costly. That's just the consumer marketplace.
I saw 64 gigabytes DDR5, Ryan, is more than the PS5.
Yeah, it's a ton. So like that's the issue, is that's the consumer side, and that's a very short-term thing that we're seeing. There are other companies and manufacturers that are like not doing AI data centers. They just make products, right? And they all have to fight for that remaining 60%. Because I guess what OpenAI did was they went to China and they signed these deals kind of under the nose of both Samsung and SK Hynix. So they didn't, they kind of snuck it in a way where they were able to secure that 40% without the other guy knowing, and everybody else knowing, which also puts strain on other companies that want to build AI data centers. So OpenAI is kind of screwing everybody here. But, with all that in mind, PlayStation is a console that has these components. So, I mean, we did have like a rumor from Tom over on their channel, Moore's Law is Dead. They were suggesting that Sony actually saw this coming and they like stockpiled a bunch of RAM. That would apply to PlayStation 5. The thing is that there's still PS6, and those contracts either are already signed or they're going to be signed very soon. But these are very crucial things that they need to build the next console. and that's going to eventually ship late 2027. It's just like that between like all the other economic concerns. What is this thing going to cost? The RAM thing's been crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, because here Micron announced that they're leaving the consumer space to sell crucial RAM, SSDs, anything like that. But the problem really is the shift to AI, and what this shows is these companies are almost all in. It seems like Micron is just all in. Hey, you know what? A lot of money to be made there for them. I'm sure the question for them will be 5 years from now, what will things look like? Because it could go really bad or really, really good for them, depending. Because I saw a lot of people underneath those tweets that they put out where they're like, a difficult decision for us, but we gotta leave the consumer space. It's like, wasn't that difficult? People are like, all right, we won't forget this one. So I mean, if the AI stuff doesn't work out, I don't know if there's gonna be a place for them. I think people will just kind of make fun of them if they try to come back with Crucial again. Maybe they just rebranded. Crucial's just gone and they'll come back with something else and try to fly under the radar. I don't know, but they are really betting on AI right now. So for their sake, it better work. But the problem though is it does become more and more difficult for Sony, as you mentioned, to get RAM from the perspective even of a large business that's buying up a ton of RAM chips for their next system. Because let's say the PS6 comes out and we'll say 2028. Okay. We'll say holiday 2028. Well, they're going to be thinking
pushing an extra year.
I'm kind of like, maybe because they haven't announced it yet. Maybe they're thinking internal, like, maybe 2028. No. You know,
the timeline doesn't work for when they would announce it. Even if it's late 2027, they wouldn't announce. Well, it's hard to do historical because they used to announce consoles actually that early, but now they kind of don't do that anymore. But go ahead.
Well, I'm saying let's just say holiday 2028. They're going to be trying to draw up contracts and sourcing stuff and figuring out the roadmap behind the scenes, like almost now. And this is like the worst time, like 2026. It's gonna be the worst year to figure that out with what's happening right now. I'm trying to source it because it's either going to be really expensive for them to make, or it's going to be really scarce for us to buy, as in they're not going to be able to provide a ton of them at launch. And either one's going to be annoying because either Sony's going to charge us an arm and a leg, or scalpers are going to charge us an arm and a leg. You just like take your pick. One or the other is going to be doing it. But you're right when you ask that question, how much would this next system cost? And you know what? I think we also have to ask the question, how much is this PS5 going to cost by the end of 2026?
Oh, geez.
Because they stockpile DRAM chips and stuff for the PS5. That's fine. But they can only stockpile so much before they just run out. And then you go, well, the price of it's just wildly out of control. So obviously the answer on their end is just we'd have to raise the price of the PS5 again. And that would be absolute insanity.
Yes, it would. It would be not catastrophic, but it'd be bogus. It'd be super bogus.
They're fortunate that this would be happening to them at I'm saying the end of the generation. The end of the generation. 6. Yeah, well that would help, but they're fortunate this be happening at the end of this generation almost. I say end, but I mean, maybe it's not a bad idea to extend this generation for a while.
I don't think you can just do that though.
Yeah, maybe
like they're like right in the middle of this thing being made. That's
the problem, right? Is the idea that the environment doesn't match up with their roadmap for the technology side, because AMD's still rolling. Hey, we're going to keep making this stuff. Although AMD's raising prices right now is what's going around. And there's even discussion that because of how scarce these DRAM chips are going to get, that VRAM is going to be at a premium, and some of these more, we'll say, budget-oriented cards. I say budget-oriented. I'm thinking $350 or less might not make sense to even make. And like, that's crazy. They might just not even do that. They might have like premium $1,000 cards, $900 cards, and that's kind of it for the next generation. So that's kind of the issue running into is NVIDIA is not apparently offering RAM to their partners. Like usually they'd bundle it together even. So because NVIDIA is a massive buyer for RAM, since they provide all these parts, GPUs to these board partners. They're not doing that anymore. Like they're making board partners source their own RAM, and that's a whole thing. It's looking kind of sketchy right now, Ryan. It's looking
Mm.
sketchy. It's lagging effect right now because a lot of this stuff is done months in advance. I think we're gonna get into 2026. I'm thinking like second quarter, and this stuff's gonna hit like a truck.
This would be even worse.
No, I think that's when we're going to see a lot of the stuff really happen for on the video card side and the SSD side. I think we're seeing it right now for RAM sticks. Like people are looking it up and like, what is going on here? But I think SSDs and then GPUs would be following.
Mm. Okay, so it'll definitely a ripple effect. We're just not fully there yet.
Yeah. So SSD, if people are trying to figure out where to go next. SSDs, I mean, you buy some up, send them out to WADA, get them graded. And dude, by next year you'll be sitting pretty.
There you go. Get yourself a 9.8.
So I don't know. I keep trying to guess the price of this next console for Sony, and I said, you know what, the PS6 to 600 makes sense. I don't know if it does anymore. If this is where we're going to be, because by the end of 2026, we might have a $600 PS5 on our hands, and it's
I know, yeah,
a little late. Well, okay, never mind. I guess it's not going to be 600 anymore.
It's weird because if everything gets that pricey, then the console still looks like a console, and that price to performance, no matter what, is still going to be better than PC. But is that really where they want to be? Also, the console market has been like, and we've seen this. You recently talked to Matt about this, Matt Piscatella. There's just more affluent buyers of consoles. Like the price increase recently didn't really do anything. It's just people that make good money are still buying the consoles. It's like just pricing out lower income families.
Right. And the thing with that is I kind of feel like there would be still a breaking. Eventually, you get priced to a certain point where most people are like, I'm good with my PS5, or I'm good with my, I mean, it sounds crazy, PS4 right now. It's just, it depends. There are a lot of people out there, general audience, who are just like, you know what, there are other things I can do than buy the PS5, buy PlayStation Plus, buy the new Call of Duty, and all of a sudden you're looking around like, wow, I'm more than $1,000 into this thing right now. So that's it. And you know what? Did you see the report that Matt turned in earlier this week?
Are you referring to the number 2 best-selling hardware?
Yes. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
It outsold the PS5 in that week. What in the world?
I think we all learned the existence of that device, which I couldn't even tell you the name of it right now. I couldn't.
The Next Playground or something like that, right?
Next Playground. It's like a camera console.
It's a Kinect.
Yeah, it's like a Kinect.
I look it up. The thing's $250.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to compete with because it's geared towards the general audience for kids and families. You don't need a controller to use it. It's all motion tracked, and you just move your hand around. And it does everything. And it has Bluey and Ninja Turtles and bowling and fitness, boxing, and all that stuff that we go, who wants to play that? And then all of a sudden it's the second best selling system in terms of units for that week, just ahead of the Black Friday week. It's like, what happened here? I don't know. The system's been around since 2023, by the way. It's 2 years old. I didn't know about it. It's new to me.
You could have told me it launched last week and I'd believe you.
It's new to me.
Yeah, it's new to me as well.
That's where we are right now, though. It does make me wonder if, you know what, people are just looking for alternative ways to get entertainment.
It's tough. It's tough because Sony is in the business of making sure you spend your money on their platform. They can't really afford to not sell you an affordable box. That's
the problem. That's this weird situation they're in. So people expect Sony to turn in a powerful box, premium box, right? That's what premium experience with their system and their TVs and their sound bars and whatever else, right? Their cameras. It's like, it's Sony. It's going to be this high quality theater experience or whatever. And then they show up and you look at the stat sheet and it's like, oh, this also has 16 gigabytes of memory of RAM. That's weird. I thought this was the PS6. And then here comes Mark Cerny. He's like, it's different because it's AI driven. And then people go, what? That's why we're here in the first place, Mark. No, but that's the thing. I think it's going to be that situation. It's just going to look unimpressive on paper, but then they're going to do all kinds of tricks to get it there.
I think it will look impressive. I hope.
You think so? Because I think
just the
if they
cost.
roll out on stage with something that's like 32 gigabytes of RAM, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, because like they can't back, like it takes years to like design the console and secure contracts, and like this thing was locked in years ago, probably. Now there's like these are factors they can't control. That like they can't just make it cheaper, you know, and
Yeah.
they can't just change the vision of what the console was.
I mean, they kind of did with the PS4, didn't they? Weren't they like going to have 4 gigabytes of memory in there, RAM in there, and they went to 8 gigabytes and
Well,
moved to
that's like
GDDR5 and
yeah, well, that's like an infamous sort of like last call thing that they probably could have reasonably done. But I would think that a lot of what this thing's going to be is locked in.
feels like they got to get creative with this. I don't know. They got to figure something out because if they roll out with an $800 system minimum, that's gonna be tough.
I was leaning towards 600, but based on external economic concerns, maybe 700 is more likely. Maybe.
They might want to get ready as long as they understand that is going to be a long transition period for people going from PS5 to PS6.
Yeah, but what if it shocks you to see that like nothing really changes? Because consumers are in this environment of they want to buy the latest and greatest as soon as they can.
Maybe. I don't.
Nothing still has changed from 4 to 5. People will bitch about cross-gen all day, every day. There was nothing different about how often people were buying PS5s. And there was nothing different about how often they bought PS5 versions of cross-gen games. Dude, the first year of PlayStation 5, when nobody could buy the damn thing, PS5 versions were outselling PS4 versions. I'm not convinced that's changing all of a sudden with PlayStation 6. People like buying the new thing.
$700 probably without a disk drive. $780 if you want the disk drive. Yeah, pay extra.
that would burn too. That burns. I mean, dude, next year, like this, there's the rumored iPhone Fold. The MSRP for that is like rumored to be $2,000.
Oh yeah.
$2,000.
Yep.
And it's probably going to sell well.
Probably. I mean, remember Apple tried to do their Vision Pro thing and that thing just bombed.
Well, that's VR AR. That's a marketplace problem with that. Phones, on the other hand,
$5,000 or something crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
That's crazy. It's going to be such a tightrope for Sony to walk.
Well, John, you did mention the disk drive. I want to talk about this real quick. The new PS5 Slim CFI 21-1 series models. It turns out, based on some recent testing, that the drive is paired to the console from the factory. So that was an issue when the detachable drive came out because there is one online handshake that's required, but that means PS5 is no longer a truly offline console. But people have noticed that recently you can take that console right out of the box, set it up, never connect it online, insert a disk, make sure that disk has a full gold master. It'll install and launch. The weird thing, though, is that you can do a factory reset. The drive stays paired. You can update the firmware. It is not paired. It breaks it. The firmware update breaks it. So they were so close. Close. Yeah.
That's a weird situation with that whole thing. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, I get why the drive needs like an online handshake, just in the sense that the way like disk-based games are mounted, like it's like a key decryption layer. The drive doesn't have the decryption keys that the console gives. When the drive is like married to the board, like that's why that's all well and good. But you can't like give one to the other without, and you can't have that be offline, because if it's offline, people can crack PS5 games. So I get why they do it. It just sucks that like they can't pair it from factory, and like that's just all well, you know what I mean?
Can we just be honest about the cracking these games nowadays? These PS5 games, these Xbox Series games, well, mostly PS5 games. Dude, when you dump a PS5 game, like you rip it off the disc, and it's like 100 gig, 100 gigabytes, you know how unwieldy that is to do anything with?
Oh, so your suggestion is that Like it's fine because like storage
Dude.
itself is the
Yeah.
problem.
Oh my gosh. There's no way. How we get 10 of them? There's a terabyte. What are you gonna do with it? You probably don't
John,
have enough space.
cold. I mean, you can get like HDD cold storage.
Oh
Like
my god.
I have an 8 terabyte drive that cost me like less than $100, I think. That's multiple PS5 games. That's a lot of PS5 games I can store.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. They're worried about distribution online of it. I'm sure, dude.
You could
Downloading
distribute it from an
terabytes of
HDD.
data. Somebody hosting it. It sounds like such an annoying thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing when it was, oh, here's a PS2 game and it's 2 or 3 gigabytes. Okay, I get it.
Oh well,
But
but back then, hold on, back then that would have been crazy. 2 gigabytes, John. I've got a 20 gigabyte HDD.
even now, I guess with the PS4, I mean, even that's like 30 gigabytes for some of those games, 40 gigabytes. That's a
Yeah.
whole thing. And I know I've ripped PS4 games. It takes a while.
Oh, that's good. John, we're gonna get a cease and desist, John, from Sony.
Oh, I own the disc. You have to rip it to the USB, then you have to decrypt it. You got to put it back, and then you put it on the drive. It's a whole thing. There's a lot going on there. It's like, oh my
It's a whole
gosh,
thing. It's a
it
whole
is.
thing.
So I don't. I mean, I get the idea of you don't want to offer that up to be easily exploitable, but man, it's just more annoying. It feels like that it should be.
All right, John. You do your game dumping over there. You have fun with that.
Well, just for the PS4, I haven't done much of the PS5 stuff. People have completely cracked open the PS5 though now. So
What firmware is it up to? It's still pretty far behind, I think.
That's like 3 or 4 firmware updates behind. I don't know. There's some new one coming out that like apparently got recently the HackerOne program or whatever, the bounty got accepted by Sony, and that means they're able to disclose it, I think, after a security update or two happens. So
Yeah.
we're gonna find out, but I think we're getting pretty close to like current firmware.
That is the good thing. Yeah, the bug bounty thing is good at least because they always disclose it when they once it's submitted.
The PS4 is very close.
It's up to like 12 something, isn't it?
It's like 12 and a half or something like that.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And PS4 is in its legacy years, so it'll be neat that that console will be kind of fun to tool around with.
Yeah.
I got another hardware announcement here. Sony announces a Genshin Impact DualSense. Pre-orders are beginning very soon, December 11th on PS Direct and participating retailers, priced at $84.99 USD and euro, or $74.99 pound sterling. Comes out January 21st, 2026 in select markets across Asia, Japan, and then February 25th in North, Central, South America, Europe, and Middle East, Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Do you like the controller?
I'm not really a big Genshin Impact person. I don't really know what I'm looking at when I see it.
I don't either. I don't know what I don't know what's
you know what I mean.
What I'm supposed to appreciate about the design.
I like the so normally it's black plastic around the bottom and up that's an interesting bluish green.
Yeah. Like an alpine green almost, maybe.
Okay. Reaching in the crayon box for that one. So I have the yeah. I mean, it's a nice little design, I guess. This is
I'm pulling out my Bob Ross colors, my phthalo blue.
I like on the back it says Genshin.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. Yeah, it looks fine. I think this is the newer controller too.
Well, I would certainly hope it's the latest model revision.
Well, the one they did that has like 14 hours of battery life or something in it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the newer one. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting color. I can't tell. That's like an eggshell kind of color, isn't it?
It's like an off eggshell white.
I mean, it's cool. I'm sure Genshin Impact's very popular on the PS5. I'm not downplaying that. So it makes sense Sony doing a controller alongside of them. Why not? Yeah. It's coming out. I think it's out in I feel like Asia sooner than the US. I think it's coming to the US later.
Yeah. Yeah, I did read all that.
Yeah, so that's not really. Another thing, it has to be a controller that I'm real like. There's only a few controllers I feel like I'd buy right now if they show up with them for special editions.
It just seems like they're finally doing more of them. I think the first 3 years were pretty slow. Now they're like spitting out a lot of them.
This is a third-party game and controller. I wouldn't mind seeing them do more of those too.
Yes.
You know, some third-party ones, throw them in there, something cool. Like we saw that that the Switch 2 has that Pro controller, looks bad for Resident Evil Requiem. Let's do one for the PlayStation. Then
thing's weird.
That looks good. Hopefully, let's do that. Let's try that, Capcom. That's what I would like to see, though. Yeah, more partnerships between third parties.
John, what do you think? You want to do any extra super chats here before we get to the TGA stuff? I don't know if we have any.
Yes, let me see. Okay. We have. This is from Varang. Hey, Varang. Hey, all, Ryan, I got 18 plats done in 30 days. It is way more difficult when you work in the office 8 hours of the day. There's the games they played: A Way Out, Calico, Tekken 8, Road 96. All great games. Love the pod. Shout out to Varang.
Hey, congrats, Varang, for getting out the other side. It is indeed a very tough challenge. In a similar way, when I have to film it, it's not quite another 8 hours, but when I'm filming the whole thing, it adds like extra time unnecessarily to the whole thing. So yeah, it's way harder than it sounds. But you picked some good ones. We might share a game or two in mine.
Okay.
We'll tease for you.
Toasty says, rewatching old episodes of Click R3 while working out. It's funny seeing you two speculate on what Blue Point was working on. Well, you were kind of wrong on that.
Those were more naive days, weren't they?
Yes, they were better. They're good days.
Oh shit. Hey, our headline, and we're getting into it after like 2 hours. My order of the stories was
isn't that what people are used to with PlayStation podcasts nowadays? It just takes forever to get to the main topic.
Okay, we can front load it. I mean, we could have easily moved things around here. The TGAs, baby. It's going to happen next week, December 11th. Got a handful of things going on here. We'll at least do nominations first, at least for PlayStation Studios. They picked up a lot of nominations. The category nominations for Death Stranding 2. It's up for Game of the Year, Best Art Direction, Score and Design, Audio Design, Narrative, Action Adventure Game, Game Direction. Ghost of Yote was nominated for Best Performance, Art Direction, Score and Music, Audio Design, Narrative, Action Adventure Game, and Game Direction. Best Ongoing Game is Helldivers 2. Best Adaptation, The Last of Us Season 2 and Until Dawn are in there. I don't know why Twisted Metal did not make it on there, and Until Dawn somehow did. Best Community Support, Helldivers 2, and Most Anticipated Game, Marvel's Wolverine. And then Game of the Year nominees: Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Those are some of the more pertinent nominees for this year's TGAs. How are we feeling about all these, John?
So, I mean, the one that I was really looking at, of course, the Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big one. And you know what? I think I'm pretty much on board with all of them here, except Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 just did not click with me. So I was one that I thought it could get in, but I had it as like that last slot, like that 6 or 7. So it in my mind, it kind of snuck its way in for this, which is fine. Because let's be real, I think there's only 3 games maybe that have a shot at this thing. One clear front runner.
Yeah.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33, I think, is the clear front runner on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be shocked if I would be shocked actually if there was another game or 2 out of here that I would pick that might be able to beat it. It probably would be like Donkey Kong Bonanza or Death Stranding 2.
Really? Not Silksong?
See, Silksong I get, right? That is a game that is that meme status game, is very popular in its build up to release and stuff, but just going based off of the people who would be voting for it, because it's like what 10% fan voting that applies to this, and the other 80-90% is like jury voting and stuff. I kind of feel like Death Stranding 2 and Claire Obscure Expedition 33 are those artsy kind of games that I do think lend themselves well to these kind of award shows.
I mean, the thing is, I would think Claire Obscure is like a front runner for not just that, but like a lot of categories it's in.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I think it's gonna like sort of sweep.
I thought about that. That was the kind of thing we were talking about on the podcast when we were going over this. It's like, just pick Claire Obscure every time, and you're probably going to get it right. That's it, right? So it's up for so much stuff. Best narrative. It's up for Best game direction, which is kind of the runner-up, second place to game of the year, sort of, right?
Mhm.
Score and music, it's in there. So it's gonna come with a lot of awards. But Sony was like the big publisher here.
Yeah, it's 19 total, I think.
19. Yeah, geez. So they were they were really present at this. And a lot of it was Death Stranding 2 and Ghost Yote. Ghost Yote was up for a lot of awards.
Oh yeah. It's much to my point earlier, they care deeply about this stuff. And it shows. Like, you can look at historical game of the year events from different publications, like they almost always pick up the most nominations, or they're often the front runner that wins game of the year. This year's tough though. I don't think they're going to be able to overcome Claire, but they still pick up a lot of nominees. No doubt about it.
Best performance, 3 of the 6 nominees are from Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
That's tough. Claire's got it, man. Claire's got it.
Jeez. It's in best debut indie game. There it is. This thing's just running wild on this award show, man. Jeez.
In a weird way, I feel like there's like a handful of things where it's like it's gonna win a lot, but there's a handful that it like won't win. I could see it not winning best debut because like maybe Dispatch gets that, you know?
I would like Dispatch to win something. That's a good game. More people should play it.
It's like I could see Dispatch doing like that comes out, maybe like art direction that's something Yote pulls. You know what I mean? Like I can see Yote pulling art direction. It's sort of splotched around, like Claire gets most of them, but you might have a thing here and there that pulls it away.
Sure. Death Stranding has to win something, right? They got to get Kojima up on stage.
Well, what's the category for best delivery game? Where's because it would get that.
Maybe it could win best narrative.
Best narrative? Well, I don't know. I would have thought it's tough to say. I haven't spent like hardly any time with Claire Obscure, so I know it's game. I
probably change that before the game. Oh, the Game Awards are never mind. They're happening soon.
I know. Well, I no doubt believe I would probably love the game. I can see why people love it. So I'm all for it, like probably doing as well as it's going to do. But score and music, I would think maybe DS2 could get that. But I haven't played Obscure yet, so I can't really say.
That's the problem. Claire Obscure's soundtrack is like top tier stuff.
I've heard it's incredible. Yeah, I've heard
they're going to perform at the Game Awards, and they're going to probably have a live singer there and stuff for it. It's going to be like that. So
yeah,
that's the tough thing. I don't know. I just feel like they got to get Kojima up there somehow.
Action adventure. DS2's got way more action than the first game.
But Ghost of Yote is in there. Ghost of Yote should win that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it's like a weird cherry picking.
Never mind. That's Split Fiction's going to win that one.
Oh, for action adventure,
combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So I'm playing Split Fiction right now. One of the kids got old enough to where we can actually play through it now.
Okay,
they're understanding the controls and they figured all that out now. Playing through it, about 5 hours into it. It's incredible. Like some of the stuff they're doing with co-op and the puzzle solving is actually kind of like mind bending because they do a lot of stuff right now with gravity, but the people at the same time running across some of these stages. And it's kind of weird because they split the screen and on one side, their screen, they're on the floor, but then on my screen, I'm on the floor, but it's actually the wall or the ceiling. And it's like super weird. And it all kind of clicks and comes together as you're running through the level. It's some wild stuff. And then you go to a different world and it's fantasy. And you go to another one and you're a hot dog at a picnic and you have to cook yourself and get eaten.
Yeah, that looks funny.
And then you go back to the cybernetic samurai story, and it's pretty cool.
So I almost played that during 30 Platinums, but we didn't have time.
Oh,
yeah. I would have loved to like play Split Fiction though, for sure.
It's good. I think there's like 20 trophies in it, right? Something like that.
I mean, it's definitely like a sort of one playthrough, pick up miscellaneous kind of game.
Got it.
So it's not hard. It's just like it would take longer than most of the games I had on the list. So it did not make the cut.
Good game.
Yeah. It's a strong year though.
No, it absolutely is. Yeah. It is definitely a strong year.
I'd really like to pick up Bonanza as well.
Bonanza's good. Very good game. There's a lot of games actually that I enjoyed playing this year. I mean, I've been on and off with Hades too. It's fine. It's a pick up and play game. The times I play before bed. Hollow Knight Silk Song, that was good. Again, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, unfortunately, didn't click with me. But everything else the top
Yeah.
3 that they're picking I've played through. So
I don't want to gloss over Hades. I loved the first game. So 2, I think I would guess that's also fantastic.
yeah, because they have that on the Switch 2 and on PC. What it
Yeah.
launched on, and I picked it up on the Switch too, and it plays well there. So,
Mm.
but it's very much like the first. If you like Hades 1, guess what? You're gonna like Hades 2, basically. So,
Perfect.
there you go. You're in. That's it. Bonanza's good though. If you haven't played it yet, I do recommend that one. So, but I mean, actually, I recommend everything on here except for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So,
That's the one you didn't. That's the one game you didn't vibe with.
nope, not for me. Not for me. MVG loved that game. I did not.
What would you have put in its place?
That is a good question. What would I put in this place?
Dispatch?
I might have put Ghost Yote in his place. The look. I think I had it written down like what I was trying to make it.
Probably Yote. I would have thought like Dispatch really surprised a lot of people. I think the game just came out of I say out of nowhere, but like I liked it. The whole episodic
Did you play it yet? Did you play it?
Like the first episode.
Oh, dude, it's
cool.
It's quick. It's 8 episodes, right? And I think the PlayStation 5 said my total play time is like 6.5 hours all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the episodes aren't as long. But it was good, man. The thing I was concerned about was that the gameplay wouldn't be very fun and it'd basically just be watching stuff. The gameplay was good when you had sections where you'd send superheroes around, the heroes around and stuff. It was fun, man. I like that game a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I put in this place? It might have been Ghost Yote. Yeah, I think it was Ghost. Yeah, it was Ghost. That's what I had. I had like those two interchangeable almost. So Ghost was good though too. I had Ghost. Yeah, because it wasn't gonna be Monster Hunter for me, and it wasn't gonna be Shinobi. Although I beat Shinobi, that was a fun one.
Yeah,
2D
it seems like game. People like that one a lot too.
Good 2D action game. Art style is great. Unfortunately, the trophy, the platinum trophy, not good. It's not happening.
When you say not good, you mean like it's hard and you're not going to do it?
Well, I got to the end and it's like, okay, now play through the whole game and beat the final boss in less than 10 hours. I was like, well, that's not going to happen. I don't know what to tell you. That's not happening. But I 100% of the game. Like 100% of it.
Oh, you 100% of it. Okay.
Yeah, I can show you the menu right now when you save. It says 100%.
So you know what you're doing. You can't do it in under 10 hours?
No, I'm not doing that again. I'm trying to play through a bunch of games and finish them before the end of the year.
This is your problem, John. You don't commit. You know?
I'm beating all these games. I beat Battlefield 6. That game's done. Ninja Gaiden 4 is done. I beat, as I mentioned, Shinobi Dispatch.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm wrapping up Borderlands 4 right now.
You're a gold pather. You gold path.
I'm be done Metroid Prime 4 tomorrow.
Okay, you're definitely gold pathing that game. You're not doing extra stuff.
You're doing that tomorrow.
Ain't no way you're doing side stuff in that.
I'm rolling.
You are, yeah, you're rolling.
I'll maybe show you the Mind's Eye Platinum.
Oh yeah, the game that gives you everything for the gold path. That's what I'm saying.
I think I still have that one trophy I need to get in Diofield Chronicles.
Exactly. It's only when the game gives you everything.
It there to annoy you.
Oh, I mean, I get my sleep at night, John. You don't worry. In fact, I always forget what game it even is.
Now you know. Now you're not going to sleep tonight.
Chronicles. Okay. Well, John, let me tell you about this. The TGA's, shocking enough as it is not just awards.
I ran a poll on that.
Okay, about what? If you
I asked
people
if they would watch if there was no reveals, and I think it was like 85% or something said they wouldn't watch it.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the BAFTAs they get like barely 100 concurrent viewers or something. I don't know. It's not a lot. The point is, we do have game announcements that we're expecting. What you shouldn't expect is Intergalactic, Naughty Dog's next new IP. So kind of a big thing that played out here. Recently, Colin Moriarty from Sacred Symbols and Last Stand Media, he was speaking with Dan Allen Gaming about a number of different topics. He was talking about Intergalactic. He was voicing his opinion, like he thinks we'd see it at the Game Awards. He wouldn't be surprised about that. He'd be, you know, it was his opinion that the game would maybe launch next year or something, using that kind of language. So people were like sharing this around, tossing it on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. I mean, he did call it like the game's like content complete or something. So I guess people just kind of like did the telephone game and failed immediately. So they were like passing it off as if he was putting info out there. Shortly after that, Jason Schreier of Bloomberg replied on Reddit saying the game is not coming out in 2026. And Jeff Grubb was, quote, retweeting that news saying it's not going to be shown at the TGAs. So kind of a, you know, annoying thing with Colin being misquoted, but otherwise we at least got some info out of that, which is game's still far away, not going to be at the TGAs.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like we're a couple years off from that game still. I kind of see that game as I saw The Last of Us Part 2 for the PS4 generation, where it was that game came out months before the PS5, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost the last hurrah. Naughty Dog is going to put out a game that's probably going to take full advantage of the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. And I mean, they say it's going to be the most, I guess, gameplay oriented title they've made. But I think visually speaking, it'll be impressive. The whole thing, right? Like there's still so much of that game we don't know about. Like we know very little. So 2027 summer, maybe for that game.
I think it's a 27 game.
Yeah.
I think so. I'd say
July or August, maybe 27.
Maybe. I just hope that it's like when they showed this game again, they show a lot of it because, hey, guess what? And we know it's going to ship in 6 months.
That's
do that.
Yeah. So you would do, let's say they do a state of play or a showcase to start 27. That's when you would show it.
Either that or like maybe that would be a 2026 TGA thing.
Okay. Yeah. That would make sense.
Because then you do like another trailer at like the May state of play, and then maybe if it's not there, then SGF 2027 or whatever, you know. Then it comes out like the next month or something.
Okay, so do you think Sony is going to have some kind of reveal at this show?
Well, they always show up to Jeff Keighley things,
right?
So yeah, I think for sure something is here. The thing is, and we can segue into our next story just to also clarify what won't be here. Because the other thing with this TGAs is that Jeff Keighley decided to do a giant art installation in the Mojave Desert with a giant statue with like serpents and demons and shit on it. So people are theorizing what the hell that is. Again, Jason Schreier chimed in to say what it's not, which it's not Diablo 4, and it's not an expansion. It's not Elder Scrolls. And also Cory Barlog himself confirmed it's not God of War. He confirmed that in a Luke Stevens live stream. So we know it's not God of War, and we know Intergalactic will not be here.
Well, hold on. We know that the statue is not referencing God of War. He technically didn't say that God of War wouldn't be at the show. He just said that it's not related to that statue.
That's fair. But I mean, it's just something to clarify.
You can get past me, Cory Barlog. I know. I understand. I get the finesse here. You can get past me. I assume that statue is going to be shown again during the show in some way, and it's going to then transition into whatever it is, I guess.
Oh, you think they wheel that motherfucker out?
Wheel it in. That would be funny. That statue better be something good. That's all I'm going to say, because, man, it has been all over the timeline this past week or so of people just speculating like crazy. And if they show up and it's some kind of RTS looking game,
it can't be. It's gotta be something big. I will say my initial, like the first time I saw it,
not Gears of War. He said Gears of War. See, Jay's on it too.
Technicalities.
That's how they operate.
My like when I first saw the statue, and I know this is copium, it's not this, but I was like Saros.
Oh my god!
It kind of looks like Saros. Then you look closer, it's like, oh, there's like alligators on it and shit. Those aren't in Saros. So
I think it might even be a brand new IP. Like we may have no idea what it really is. We're just trying to connect it.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. That it could be anything. At the time of filming, we don't know what it is.
I mean, we're guessing at all this stuff. What I would like to see at the Game Awards, I think it'd be cool, is that 2.5D God of War. Like, it'd be nice just to get the trailer to just tell everyone it exists. Because I guess what was the word was that it got pushed to 2026 or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's not going to be viewed as a, I guess, tentpole quote unquote game. They already have those, Wolverine and Saros. So maybe that would be a good one to have over the summer.
I would, yeah, like a game like that. I expect that it's the sort of announce and like it comes out relatively soon. So
yeah, I mean, Saros could be the summer game then.
Yeah, definitely. I would just think that for the 2.5 God of War thing, if it's announced here, I would hope it's like, oh, and here's the release window minimum.
Right.
But they do kind of have to stick. They have to stick that somewhere, because if it doesn't show up here, they always give Jeff Keighley something.
Right.
And so if it's not just like the PC announcement for DS2, like that's probably a solid candidate, I would think. If it doesn't show up here, it's got to be like the May, June-ish state of play.
Yeah, I would like to. I just want to see what it looks like, this 2.5D God of War. I'm just really curious. So that's one of the reasons I would like to see it there. I'm trying to think of who else with Sony would be up right now where they could show up on stage or just give him a trailer to reveal something. I guess Corey Barlog does have his own game, doesn't he?
Indeed he does. Indeed he does. It's the not a new IP, but feels like one.
Interesting. He showed up to say something about that statue that it's not God of War. How would he know?
How would he know?
It's not Gears of War. No. the interesting. I mean, it's just interesting that he showed up in the live stream. It was like, it's not God of War. It's this instead.
Well, it's like it's almost like an overthinking type of thing. Like the simple answer could simply be like, he really doesn't want the speculation to go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's shut it down fast. Or maybe he's shit posting and I told you it wasn't Gears of War.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious. His game he's been working on for feels like forever now. That's a long time. I mean, that's not a bad place to reveal it at the Game Awards.
Well,
while first year, by the way, that it's being streamed on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
That's a big thing, you know? For Jeff, he probably wants to try to pull some numbers there.
Oh, he's always looking to pull numbers.
But like more so now than ever, that's a big deal to be like, oh yeah, we're on Amazon Prime. We got the contract the first year set up here. So it's almost like a prove it year for him, you know, for that. So just saying, if he can lock something big down like that, it would make sense.
Well, there's definitely things they could talk about. There's things they could show. But that's been the PlayStation thing for the whole generation. They've still got teams still toiling away on stuff, whether they're internal or external. They've got plenty of external things going on too. So it could be anything.
Anything that jumps off the page to you where you're like, maybe
I'm selfish and want to see more Saros. That's what I want.
Okay. Something, is there any studio you'd like to see that doesn't have anything announced or partner or anything?
Dude, probably, well, there's like Fire Sprite too. They've had that thing going on for a little bit.
That's true.
But like Insomniac, we know Marvel's Wolverine. We're not seeing that until like spring next year. So, like, we can rule them out. We're not seeing Intergalactic. So maybe the 2.5D God of War thing is what they do here. Previously I would have said the Gorilla Horizon game, but like that was proximity wise too close to the NCSoft thing. So I think that's not happening.
Yeah, that's true. The Gorilla multiplayer game. Yeah, probably not.
Like there's the project, what's it called? Project something. Sumo Digital still, that was from the XDev leak list. I don't know if that thing's still alive at all. Maybe they want to do a.
Radix got Media Molecule. They started somewhat recently, but
yes, see if it's Media Molecule, that's too much. That's too soon. That's like that's a tease. I don't know if they want to be doing teasers like that. I mean, they do it for Marvel stuff, but I would think the game's, Carbon's what it was called. So there's Carbon that's been in development for a long time. There's still other things that are too soon.
There it is.
Fair games.
Let's go.
Maybe. There's the People Can Fly project, but that was announced and that's super early. That's like a Media Molecule thing. To me, that seems too soon. Dark Outlaw is still, kind of toiling away. Maybe they want to do something, but that might be too soon. Team LFG, ironically enough, they were spun off, sure, but like that game was in a playable state and they might want to do play testing for it. Maybe that's like a trailer and, oh, hey, we're doing play testing. Here's the signups. Okay. So like there's plenty of things they could talk about. They could. If they will, who knows?
Jeff's got to get something. But yeah, people are mentioning more Wolverine. What they, it would make sense to show more Wolverine next year. But what if they had a reveal for some kind of guest character or something that's in the game? So we mentioned that could be a way for them to tie more people in from the with their own MCU.
I'm fairly confident that that's not going to happen.
What about a Wolverine controller?
I'd take that at pretty much face value. Insomniac said we'll talk about it in the spring. That's the next time.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this 2.5D God of War. That's kind of what I'm hoping I see here. Or Corey Barlog's game. Just kind of curious what they have. What about Naughty Dog had another game they're working on too, right?
Another game?
Weren't they working on another game?
Well, there's Last of Us multiplayer. That's dead.
That is dead.
Then Intergalactic.
That's
alive.
That is alive.
Yeah. You tell me.
There's rumors of another game that was in development with Naughty Dog.
Like in-house?
Yeah, wasn't there? I thought you brought it up in a Click R3.
Was that a collaboration project?
I feel like you brought this up.
Let me see if I can remember what I'm talking about. I'll pull up my notes.
There you go. Look, Rag's on top of it.
What was it?
Sean's game.
Oh, Sean Escagy. Yeah, well, I think that's like really far away.
See,
I mean, they've got multiple things, but I would think that's again like way too soon. I would think.
Man,
but Naughty Dog's full of surprises. You never know.
Okay.
No, because Sean came back recently to do this game, so I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, because the XD, I see the X deviation. That is, they are doing something, but that's also sounds like that's a ways off.
Oh, Dark Outlaw. You mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like they've got, I guess, 2-ish years that they've been working on that, but that's still like pretty early, I would say.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They're at like this weird in between period right now where they're going to have a bunch of games come out to close out PS5 generation, but it's like, how far out do you want to show these games?
Yeah. And I'm inclined to always say, like, just don't wait until you've got something pretty meaningful to show.
Yep. Otherwise it's you're gonna be holding out hope for Fair Games to show up again. That game is it. Maybe that's what's here. Fair Games. There you go.
Damn.
I mean, we haven't seen that game in a while, right? It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Well, the thing with Fair Games is like that game might even be like reset or some shit. Like it sounds like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's not good.
Yeah.
So what do you show?
When was that trailer? They didn't just show us a CGI trailer last time.
It's 2023.
Gosh, I forgot that thing got downloaded into oblivion.
2023.
There it is. Yeah. May 24th, 2023. Wow. It's been 2.5 years since we saw that show. That's crazy.
That was the last bad showcase. You know, or it was that in Concord.
So do you think if Fair Games had a positive reception when they showed it, it would be out right now?
No, because I think it would still be based on the play testing. Any sort of internal play testing they've done, you know. Like if that's not good, you're not going to, even if people are excited about the CG trailer, once you do mock testing, like that's what decides it.
I feel like that hit him hard.
Hit him very well. That hit him hard, and then like everything else that happened with like Concord.
Yeah, they probably got really, really conservative, like really tight behind the scenes of like, oh, let's make sure these live service games are looking all right.
And I think you cancel all of them before you put out more Concords. That's what I think.
So we're gonna see Fair Games next week then.
Hey, if you're saying that, that means that shit better look good.
You know what would be cool though? Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there to you, Ryan. All right. Astrobot Christmas DLC. More of it.
more Christmas
Astrobot DLC. Can you have too much Astrobot DLC?
For me, no.
There you go. That's the answer.
I think Team Asobi's moving on though.
Oh, they should think about that.
That's the cool thing about Team Asobi though. If they stay within a modest scope, we can start humoring their next game next year.
That is a good point. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
We don't have to sit here and go, oh no, they shipped at 2024. It's too soon. No, they're not making 7-year games. Like they'll have another one pretty soon, hopefully.
No, I don't think Astrobot DLC would set them back on making their next game. No, I think that would be a little thing they'd have, as you mentioned, Ryan, on board new people and stuff. It's like, there's work within the toolbox that we set up here and make some cool DLC. That DLC for Astrobot was actually pretty legit. They put a lot into that.
Shit was good.
That is a big game now. So
all free content. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I did round up a bunch of other like TGA related rumors or things that we've like learned or will find out about this event.
Okay.
I'll spit fire through these real quick. Kind of a spoiler for those that want to be surprised by the TGAs. So just an FYI, but we did hear that the Prince of Persia remake is not being announced here or the proper re-reveal. So they confirmed that via Twitter. Because I guess that game is launching soon. Like Insider Gaming is saying it's going to be out like January 16th.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They would show it then at the Game Awards, right? I don't understand.
Yeah, so like that's a game to not expect there. If you remember Exodus, that's the new team that from like former BioWare staff, Naughty Dog staff. They set up a new team. They revealed that during the 2023 TGAs, I believe. It's the one with like Matthew McConaughey is like it's like voicing the protagonist or something like that. That's going to show up again. So there's going to be a trailer for that. Moss Gamers claims that Silent Hill 1 remake is going to be revealed. That's according to a well-known, well-informed Japanese source. I'm not sure how much validity we can add to that. The developer behind The Ascent, Neon Giant, confirmed their next reveal, going to be at the TGAs. So that's going to be showing up. There was a trademark application by Remedy for Control Resonant. Do we find out what that is yet? Or
no.
Is it, no. So that could be like the sequel or the TV adaptation. No clue.
That's the thing, but Jeff could show it either. Like he just shows, commercials for TV shows and stuff now.
Yes. So there's that. I guess very recently, the Suda 51 game, Romeo is Dead, had the release date appear on the PS mobile app. It was set for February 11th, 2026. So if that's a trailer, can't be too surprised there. And those are some of the more recent things that popped up. So, we're still a week away.
Yep.
And I'm sure Jeff is sweating bullets as we get closer and closer, hoping that these things do not get ruined.
Yeah. Hopefully no one spoils Half-Life 3.
Is it Half-Life 3 though? Okay, what is the statue? You tell me.
The statue?
What is it, John?
I think it's a new game. I think it's we're relating it to like stuff we were thinking of now, but I think it's a new game by, we'll say, new game, but a studio we know about.
Okay.
So it's impossible to name then what it is, but like a studio we're familiar with.
Right. Because who's affording a giant statue to be plopped into the Mojave Desert?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's not a small studio then, but it's a studio that Jeff probably knows well enough to be like, okay, let's set up the statue. You know what I mean? So it's got to be, I think it's an established studio, but a new game. New IP.
Okay. I'm with it.
That would be my guess. So I'm curious if he legitimately has a camera on the thing during the show or does something weird with it. Because that's the kind of marketing you should be doing where it's so weird that people talk about it the entire time leading up to it, and then they'll do the reveal there. So I hope they do have a way to show it off and maybe it opens or I don't know, does something. So.
No, they should wheel it out. Like
that's like a big statue, man. I think it lights up and everything.
Yeah. Well, they got to pull like an E3 2010. Like they got to pull out the Twisted Metal, like the ice cream truck. And that was like a thing too, where like they lied their asses off the whole way through. We're not making that game. E3 shows up. They got a whole goddamn truck come out.
I see people keep guessing FromSoft too.
Yeah, well, that'd be what? Could be the Dust Bloods? Could it be that?
It could be actually. That'd be interesting if that's what it was.
The Dusk Bloods.
Yeah, because that's out next year. Apparently, that's a big game for FromSoft. They've worked on it a lot for a while.
Switch to exclusive.
Yeah, worked on it for a long time. Apparently, 2019.
2019. Oh yeah, it's a long time.
So they're working on it. Yeah, 6 years now.
I got some PS Productions news real quick. Twisted Metal Season 3 confirmed. I'm sure somebody in chat's pretty pumped about that. Renewed for a third season. David Reed going to be the new showrunner, replacing Michael Jonathan Smith. God of War's Amazon series, 2 seasons ordered. Very confident. Deadline reports that pre-production is underway in Vancouver. Casting has begun, and the show has already received the 2-season order. The Emmy-winning director Frederick Eo Toye is directing the first 2 episodes. Helldivers movie. The director is Justin Lin from Fast and Furious. Based on a script by Gary Doberman, who wrote the screenplays for it and Annabelle. That's it. That's all
here's the question, okay? And I see this come up a lot.
Yeah.
The people who make these movies or TV show adaptations, do they have to play the game to make the show or movie?
They mostly never do, it seems.
Okay. People always it's always a thing. If it comes up and they're like, they're in the interview and they're like, no, I've never played the game.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the question. It's like, you must like the game. Are you familiar with it? No, I never played it. Oh, the best one, I'm trying to remember who it was, but they said I had my kids play it for me or something like that. And I was like, oh,
I think it was that. It might have been the God of War dude. The whoever's doing God of War.
Oh, I think it was.
I don't know TV and film people nearly as much, but I do remember like all the anecdotes about this. It kind of runs the gamut. I've noticed that like a lot of the actors, they either have the attitude of I do like it and I've played it, or I don't know anything about it, but my niece told me about it. That's what happened with Pedro Pascal. Or it would be like, I've never heard about it and I'm not going to look into it. I'm just going to do the script and stick to it and not even like pay attention to source material. That extends to the directors and showrunners. They either do love it or they've never touched it or whatever the case is. Like Craig Mazin deeply loves The Last of Us, like fucking loves it as a huge fan. And then on the other end, some are like, yeah, I'm just going to do the best job I can. But it seems like it would appear as though, in my view, there's no like direct correlation. You're either like good at the job or you're not. Sometimes it does pay off well and sometimes it doesn't, but there's no like hard line on they need to know the source material.
Sure. So
I don't know, John.
Also, if you also play the game a lot, you might end up just making your show or your movie be almost 1-to-1 or take on too much of the properties of the game outside of just the plot or any little character details. So that was with The Last of Us. We were talking about where Pedro Pascal there is like, I didn't play it because they were telling us not to play the game basically because they didn't want us to he wanted us to have our own take on the characters and not subconsciously after playing the game, like, oh, that's what I'm trying to emulate when I'm acting.
Yeah.
Gotta trust the director.
No, see, I am definitely inclined to say like I do prefer if they know the source material.
I saw Halo, so yes, I would prefer that too.
Yeah. I mean, like that's at the end of the day, you have to respect the source material. So if you walk into it openly saying like, yes, I've played the games and I love them, like even if there's no correlation, I still feel a little safer with that than somebody who goes, yeah, I've never touched it. That's just how I feel. Because you should still be good at your job in that you understand it's a different medium. So know the source material and understand that it needs to change slightly for a static experience. Boom.
Ooh, got breaking news on that front.
Oh, yeah?
Netflix wins the Warner Bros. Discovery bidding war. Enters exclusive deal talks. So it looks like Netflix is going to buy Warner Bros.
That just dropped
20 minutes ago.
Wow. No, John, this is not the first time we've had big news drop during Click R3.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
If Netflix is really, apparently they're offering $30 a share and a $5 billion breakup fee if it doesn't go through. Man. Wow, that's big news. Jeez.
Good Lord. Well, somebody was going to pick it up.
Yeah, but that's man, that like is such consolidates the industry so much. Like Netflix is gonna own them. That's crazy.
Does Netflix really need that? Good
I want to
Lord.
see what kind of a deal this is. What's $30 a share? How much does that cost? I don't
Yeah,
know.
are they paying a premium?
It's oh no, it just says it's a mix of mostly cash and stock. Doesn't say exact amounts. I think they still have to finish drawing out the deal. But these okay, so they're gonna acquire when they do that HBO Max. So think of everything in HBO Max right now that would then be in Netflix and IPs, which includes Harry Potter, the DC universe. That's crazy. So they
Oh
will. So
God, yeah.
Netflix will kind of be like we have, Marvel and stuff with Disney. Netflix will have DC. That's crazy. So that means Netflix, how they greenlight all these shows, and I mean they have good production. Like Stranger Things is good, obviously, what's going on right now. If they can start taking that, harnessing it with the DC properties, and I mean, kind of, they probably skip the theater and just go right to Netflix and stuff. I mean, that's interesting.
Wow. Good old consolidation, huh?
Oh yeah, the Netflix price, the cost of Netflix going up.
It's already been going up. I canceled Netflix like forever ago.
Well, they got Stranger Things hit, so I have to have it now.
Oh yeah, you're watching that?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's long as it's been so long. The kids are like full adults now, and they have to use camera angles to make it look like they're still kind of kids.
I was not watching that or keeping up with it, so
I did not see that it was in the theater. I thought that might have been a joke. Is that actually in theaters? I'm not going to go to the theater.
I heard the last episode's supposed to be.
Well, the last episode is like 2.5 hours long, and it's like that's not an episode. It's just a movie.
Well, the whole thing's a movie. Isn't every episode like an hour at least?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll start one up, and I look down. The runtime. It's like hour 36. I'm like, what? It's like, why not? Why have 6 episodes? Why or 4 episodes? Why not just have like 6 episodes? And they're all an hour long. Like, what is this?
You sound annoyed by it. An hour 36.
It's just, I mean, technically, it doesn't matter because you can pause it, walk away, whatever. It's just weird. It's weird.
All right.
New Year's Eve though is when it drops, the last episode. So the other 4, I believe, are on Christmas Day. I think that's the other interesting about Netflix. They like to do that. They'll release stuff on Christmas Day. But I think it's right around there. Time zones, of course, it might be like Christmas Eve or something for some people. And then a week later, we'll see the finale to close out the year for the entire Stranger Things universe. It's going on forever, or at least this run. So it'll be good.
You got any more super chats before we do a PSX? Go and give it to you.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Okay. This is from, here we go. Foremost Expert says, dumb question. I own a number of unopened controllers. Do the ones with lithium batteries pose a fire hazard if they are never opened?
Probably not any more than any other electronic devices.
As long as you don't stab through the box into the controller and the battery, you should be okay. Yeah. Yeah. You should, unless it's if it's a Note 7 or whatever it was, you might want to unbox that thing.
That or a PSP battery.
You might want to unbox it. Yeah, the PSP batteries swell quite a bit too, actually. Like people would take the battery out and then put the system back in the drawer and leave the battery, and you would see the battery would swell like over several years. But unopened controllers, you should be okay. You should be okay. Frank says, how far are you in Balatro? In 243 hours, I finally got completionist plus. Wow. Trying 100% 80s too. And then Ball Pit. How was Final Fantasy 16? I'm about 4 hours in. I liked Final Fantasy 16. People say it's not a Final Fantasy game. I think it's very much a Final Fantasy game, just with the setting and the tone and the characters. But it is an action game, very action light RPG game. But I liked it. It was had some Dragon Ball in there even. So it's very shonen. Oh, you liked? Okay. See, I keep forgetting. I'm like, you're a Rebirth. You've never played any other game but Final Fantasy Rebirth. It's the only game I've played.
I don't know. I finished my problem with 16 is I didn't get the platinum yet, but I did finish it. Loved it. Loved it. Yeah, it's a very different Final Fantasy, but it still has Final Fantasy vibes to me, at least. Ball Pit, I've heard, is really fun. I added that to my wish list.
I played a couple hours of it, like 2 hours or so. It's a good pick up and play game because the runs don't take that long. And it was interesting, but then they had me do this like farming thing. And like, I don't understand what's going on right now. I thought this was Breakout.
I was gonna say it is a brick breaker, right? Like that's
Yeah.
principally okay. See, I love brick breakers. I love shit like that. So it's up my alley.
We are I will say this, we are 2.5 years removed from when Final Fantasy 16 came out.
Yep.
So probably another year or two off of 17 being teased or mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to fit it in this generation. I mean, I assume they're going to try to fit it in this generation, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
It'll ship.
Foremost Expert says the statue sort of makes me think of Quake. Ooh, something Quake related would be interesting. New Quake game.
You think Quake has that kind of notoriety nowadays?
I think it would get headlines. I don't know how it would sell, but I think people would be like, "Oh, cool, Quake." I don't know how excited people would get, but it'd be interesting. The competitive scene could be kind of cool if they play into it, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I'd like to see it. Just be interesting.
I would like to see a new Unreal tournament.
Okay, I'd take that too. That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool. What's the PSX going to give it to you, Ryan? Yeah, for us.
Oh, PSX going to give it to you. This is the point of the show where we go over something old, cool, or nostalgic about PlayStation history. Just talk about the kiddos, tell the kiddos what's going on in PlayStation history, and go over something funny, quirky, and unique. This time around, John, I've got a accessory for you that I always laugh when I look at this. Always laugh. Because it's like, oh, that's Sony trying to do something that everyone really enjoyed and thought was a novel concept on the 360. Doesn't really execute well on the PlayStation 3. That's the wireless keypad for the PlayStation
I remember that.
3. Yes.
I had the 360 one that you're referencing. I did.
So the 360 one, as you know, plugs in underneath the controller, and it's pretty conducive to like texting and messaging because you can just, your thumb down and hit the keypad. The controller was sort of made with that accessory in mind. And this is like, the first HD internet connected console. So like people were using the messaging system pretty often. The DualShock it's not really made for that, because you look at the DualShock 3 and you're like, it can't plug into the bottom of this controller. So it's got this ridiculous hinge mechanism, this little flap, and you flap it over. They have to have like an extra layer of buttons for the PS button, start, and select. Fold it over, and then it sits on top like that. And so now if you want to like text on it, your thumbs go upward, and it's a bit of a reach. Doesn't really work all that well. Connected via Bluetooth. So it's not.
It didn't even plug into the controller.
No, it doesn't connect to the controller at all. You have to register it as a Bluetooth device. Every time you end up using it, there's always like a slight delay of the device connecting to the PS3. So your first time you hit a button, it doesn't go. So then you wait and then start, like texting on your keyboard. And this was Sony's solution for PSN messaging back in 2008, I want to say, is when they shipped this. It wasn't like that long after launch.
That's terrible.
It's so clunky, but I just like, you would think to yourself like, oh, like we're just not going to get that because the DualShock 3 is not made for that. It's simply not made for that. And yet they still came out with it in this weird overhinging mechanism on the top of the control. It's just so not good and bad.
Not going to stop them.
It becomes good in a weird way.
That does look really bad.
Look at this.
I feel bad for you for having to deal with that when I had this nice clean 360 keypad over here.
Yeah, it's something else. Oh, I remember too. So it had this feature, right? John, you might remember this. I think it was this right trigger button right here. You could hit this. The whole surface is like a cursor. Do you remember that?
It's like well, then it turns into almost a big touchpad. Yeah, because they'll have touch on them.
But it's weird that like you're cursoring around buttons. So the whole thing,
because it's I guess if you think about it, where they have like a not really this one, but our Edge controllers have like some texture on it. I guess it kind of simulates that, but that's just buttons that you're clicking around by accident. Because you could
Well,
actually
gliding
press them, I guess.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. I just now remembered that part of what this thing can do.
How the screws look on the back of that thing?
How's the what?
The screws, are they just Phillips head?
Yeah, just Phillips head. What do you think about tearing one of these down?
Interesting.
He's gonna do he's doing a Sunday video. He's gonna tear this bad boy down.
Maybe.
I can already see it coming.
Maybe.
I can already see it coming. Wireless keypad. Yeah,
I did a video on that demo disc, and people seemed to really like it for the PS2.
Yeah, I did do well. I did do well
liked
for you.
it.
There's shortcuts on this too. You can go right to friends on the XMB.
Oh, okay.
Right to messages on the XMB. In-game XMB, big thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably going to be a separate PSX. PSX going to give it to you at some point when they finally fucking figured that out. But man, every time I look at this thing, it's in my closet area where I keep just like
you have the packaging for it.
Well, yeah, I like to keep everything sort of complete.
What's the official name on it?
Just wireless keypad.
Okay, I want to check something.
He's gonna buy one right now. He's buying one right fucking now.
I want to see what the original price was on it.
I want to say $29.99. I want to say $30 MSRP.
That can't be right. Hold on.
You don't think so?
No. I'm saying I looked at a number here and I'm like, that can't be right.
Oh, what is it? 40?
If accurate. Oh, this is from 2008, a retail listing rumor. That's funny.
What was it rumored?
50.
50? No. I don't think it was 50. I feel like it was 30.
Oh, here's a review for it. Okay, here's a review. Let's see if they say, because you have to say what the price is. Priced around $50. The PS3 wireless keypad is a bit more expensive than we would have preferred. This is CNET, by the way. However,
I paid $50 for this?
However, you are getting a keyboard that can act as a mouse and can also be paired with any other compatible Bluetooth device. Wow.
Why am I sitting here not realizing I paid $50 fucking dollars for this?
Why did CNET type out advice instead of device?
A typo?
I'm looking at that. That's an interesting typo. If you're someone who makes use of the PS3 chat features, browse the web, or use the newly launched PlayStation Home, the keypad is the best accessory for text-based communication. 6.8 out of 10.
QWERTY keyboard or QWERTY keypad. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this packaging design was like right before PS3 Slim because you still got the matte font, but they started using red more. So red was on the packaging. Previously, it was black and grays, but there was like a small grace period where all the accessories were packaged with red, but still using the previous font. These are the kind of things I just love going over and just like over explaining that small period of time when the product box changes. And I'm also learning I paid $50 for this. I don't remember that at all.
That's your original.
Oh,
that's yours.
Of course, my original. Yeah. I've also got the full Eye of Judgment plastic like thing it came in.
I have the Eye of Judgment stuff. I was gonna make a video on that someday because I just think it was such a funny. I remember buying it when it first came out and trying to convince myself that it was good.
It is good. It is good. I love Eye of Judgment. This shit's so fire. John,
gosh.
I wanted to like, because now that I'm like so into card games, I'm like, oh, I love Eye of Judgment even more now. But it's like I wanted to look up like a booster box and like rip a full like booster box. They're rare.
I haven't checked. I have a bunch of booster packs downstairs. Like
you have Eye of Judgment booster packs?
I do.
Why do you have those?
I told you a couple years ago I ordered them and I was going to do a video and I just never got around to it. So I have the full Eye of Judgment stuff. I have booster packs, the whole thing.
Oh, I got to get some booster packs. Some of the listings are like too much money, but there's also like the starter decks are pretty cheap. Like people will sell a collection of starter decks for like 40, 50 bucks.
Let me see. Okay, here's 5 of them. 5 of them for $27. Okay.
Yeah, those are pretty fun. But like the loose packs or a booster box is hundreds.
I see the booster box here for 150. Yeah.
Yeah, those can be a little pricey.
Here's one for 350. Yep, I get it. Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
I love that game though. So cool.
I will try it again someday just to see.
Yeah, I want to eventually do a revisit video on it too.
That'd be cool. Well, is that everything you got, Ryan?
That's PSX. Gonna give it to you. Those are all the news stories.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I think we're
caught up
here too. Let me double check. We're good there. Hey, thanks everyone for stopping by. We went for 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was a longer episode. I think we have one. Let me see. We have one more Click R3 left, I think, for the year. And that'll be on the so here's how we can go about this, Ryan. We can do 2 weeks from now on the 18th, or we can get closer to the Game Awards and just do it after, like the day after or something like that.
The day after the TGAs?
Yeah, or that. I mean, that night's gonna be crazy because I'm gonna be. Well, no, because that is at night, isn't it? That's like 8 to 11 or something for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's late. That's late.
John, I just think we do it on the 18th, and then you abandon your family on January 1st and spend it with me.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, well, that's Stranger Things time there, sir.
That's fine. You abandon that too.
That's going to be an interesting day on the 1st. We could probably make that.
Where's the problem?
Is that that's Thursday, right? Yeah, January 1st, Thursday. We can make all that work. We'll be around, or we end up on the
we could just do like a cheeky Monday, like the 29th.
The last oh no, I see the 29th. Yeah, that would actually work too.
Yeah, like a Monday.
We'll figure it out. Somewhere in there. But basically we'll be back in a couple of weeks, that 18th, to probably go over the Game Awards, all the different announcements, hoping for some Sony stuff. We'll see what awards happen, and then any just random game announcements, because we are just getting just random stuff like out of the China Hero program and stuff. So you never know.
You never know.
All right. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll see you guys then.